Yo, what's good? How you feeling? Welcome to another edition of He Said, She Said.
Say my name, say my name.
Oh my God, y'all gotta get that quicker.
I was
I mean, I'm
Nada. What's wrong with you? You usually start us off.
I know
nigga,
it's
I
been
said
one.
that is the thing. When I say he said, she said.
I s-
Say my name, say my name.
Thank
There
you,
you go,
mama.
Mama.
Mama came in that motherfucker just right, made me feel a lot better about life and these niggas that I deal with on a daily basis that I love. I love them to death, but they drive me up the motherfucking wall. But what's
yes,
going
we
on
do.
with y'all today? How y'all feeling, man? What's going on with you, Nene?
I'm good. I'm here.
Mm.
Just
Oh,
leave it at that.
Oh, Lord Jesus. We're going to
oh,
pray right now for more than 3 word answers from Nene tonight, Lord Jesus. We're going to ask that you
oh,
fill her mouth and her belly with great words to
oh.
fulfill her with greatness and joy and something to make some of us niggas argue with her. What's going on, Ita? What's going on with you tonight,
Hello,
baby?
hello, hello, hello.
How you
I'm
feeling?
wonderful tonight. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great.
Ah, that's what's up. And we got the wonder and the beautiful, the most. I got compliments on you on the last show, Mama. People hit me in my inbox and they said that lady be dressing to par. They said she be tweaked up every fucking week. And I didn't even have to ask who they was talking about. I said talking about the lady that had the black on. They said, yeah. I said, you talking none other than Mama Yoni. Mama Yoni, how you feeling, baby?
I am doing well. How are you guys today?
Hey, mama.
And
Mama,
Mama.
I'm tired as wolf pussy right now. I'm tired. When I tell you, I feel I'm
Wow.
it's deep in my shondo. It look, listen,
It's
every
in your
show,
shana now.
every show, I have to give myself a little prep up. That's why we be listening to the music when y'all come into, when y'all come in for the pre-show, because I be trying to pump myself up. Before this show,
Mm-hmm.
listen to me. I was sitting here with my hands on my face, like, oh my God, we got to get through this fucking night. I gotta talk shit for 2 hours at least tonight. But y'all don't understand. On the inside of me, I'm praying my Shandalo and my Shingalinga to come together and create a classic before tonight is over with. So if y'all bear with me, and I swear to God, I might rise up. I'm looking down, but I might rise up before the end of the show. I'm trying to tell y'all. I just want to thank y'all for coming on to the show. Um, I'm trying to figure out where I want to start the show off because we ended
Oh, dang, Tay.
we ended last week. Yeah. We ended last week. Hey, we ended last week's show um discussing Will Smith, right? And the Chris
Mm-hmm.
No,
Rock.
we ended Tuesday show. We still in the same week, bro.
Can you follow me,
Right?
Jesus Christ? Can you not take us too far off? God damn it. All right, you know what the fuck I mean. I made a mistake. But we ended the last show talking about Chris Rock and Will Smith. I just said I was tired. You want to get cussed out early? That's on you. You want to feel it tonight? It's on you, baby. I'm trying to tell you. It's in my
I
shondo.
love it.
That is a
I love it.
pre-warning for everybody tonight. It is in my shondo for a motherfucker for me to bring their ass up on the screen and I'd be like, what do you think? And the motherfucker be like, huh, what you saying? I'm gonna pop if a nigga get up here naked tonight and pop their ass off tonight. I'm gonna give you the business. I'm letting you know right now, forewarned. Because I listen, I'm speaking on behalf of my listeners. Because guess what? I do appreciate my viewers that watch the show and critique the show. Because that means that they care about the show enough to say something. And I do
Right.
acknowledge what you say. And we are trying to take it to a higher place. If most of you do not know, we are on YouTube right now. You type in, say my name,
Yes.
you can find us. And every show that we record will be listed there. Be nothing but the show. It's not like Facebook where we talk our little shit and all that good shit. So let me start this shit off again. If you are out there, please share the shit out of this show right the fuck now. If you have not shared this shit to your little funky ass groups that you be in there trying to get naked in. If you ain't shared it on your page and you ain't rocking with me, then guess what? Tonight is the night that I feel like what Chris Rock should have done to Will Smith. He should have smacked the fuck out of his ass right back. But we're going to get into that tonight. I got a couple clips, and they're very interesting. And then this is the different side. This is from some people in the industry and some people not in the industry we're going to hear from tonight. And a lot of people are, and I'm not surprised, are giving praise to my man, Chris Rock. They're praising him for not going off. And what I wanted to hear from somebody else that was in his profession. So I came across this clip from my man, D.L. Hughley. We all familiar with D.L. Hughley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great comedian, and I believe that 9 times out of 10, us as a black community, we tend to agree with the things that DL says, correct?
Yes, correct.
If I'm wrong, if it's something that you disagree with that he said in the past, okay, we can bring it up tonight. But on a majority basis, we sort of look at DL Hughley as a man that has made it. He has had sacrifices, the whole thing with his learning disability and all that shit, but he has made it to a certain level that we as black people somewhat respect what he says, right? Would everybody agree with me on that aspect?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna listen to this clip from my man, Mr. D.L. Hughley, and he said, "If let me set the scenario up. All this week, people have been talking about Will, right? He had to stop for a second and say, yo, we've been talking about Will, but ain't nobody been talking about Chris. Everybody hates Chris. Here we go.
That was fabulous. And to me, I have participated in this, so I know it to be true. There has been a lot of attention given to Will's mindset that night. The night that there's a lot of attention given to what must have driven him to this, how he got to this, what he must have been thinking, what was the tipping point, and it's been pretty consistent across the board. I think the one thing that we know for sure is that perspective has been delved into. What I haven't, and I'm sorry about this, given as much attention to, is how Chris must be feeling. Chris is 57, I'm 58, Will is 53. We are all eligible for the early bird special. And an almost 60-year-old man got slapped in front of the world. The world. Everybody saw it. Slapped in front of the world. He'd avoided getting slapped growing up in Brooklyn. He'd avoided getting slapped on the many stages he's been on. But he could not avoid the Oscars. And that makes me sad. And it makes me sad that I've spent time in this chair myself lamenting what Will must have gone through and very little thought as to what Chris must be going through. And the fact that Chris hasn't to date released a statement lets me know that he is dealing with this in some kind of way. There's no doubt that Will has had a level of recrimination. He's been derided, but there also was an outpouring in love and support. He had actors come to his aid after it was over, and wipe his tears away. He got to sit down. He got to enjoy the show. He got to laugh at other jokes. He got to get an award that he's been longing for his entire career. He got to be celebrated. He got a standing ovation. He got to go to the after parties and get jiggy with it. And then he got to go home and write an apology. I don't begrudge him that. But I tell you this, I don't think the offense was worth a lifetime of this. Chris Rock will forever be the man who got slapped at the Oscars, forever. And I don't think the offense matches the punishment. I do not at all. But it has happened, and it will be indelible. We will forget what he said, but never that he got slapped. There may well be a cure for alopecia, but we'll still remember this. We're going to always remember it. And people can say, well, people are going to see his concerts. Do you know that if his concerts were $45 and going okay, and they go to $700 and going through the roof, that tells you that most of those people are not there to support him. I'm not saying that none of them are, but most of them are coming for the spectacle. He cannot get on stage for the foreseeable future and not relive the fact that he was slapped in front of the world. And that makes me sad. A man who's almost 60 years old got slapped by another black man in front of the world. And the fact that I sat in his chair, and didn't fathom what that could be like. I didn't put myself in his head, and I didn't give enough deference to that, and I'm very sorry for that. Chris Rock has children who had to see their father get slapped. He has relatives. He has a brother who saw that. And while you can be compassionate about Will must have gone through, I can at least hold in my heart the fact that Chris Rock was affected that way too. That something happened to him too. The Oscars that night, there was an outpouring of love. They did everything but soak Will's hand and ask if he needs some ice. Everything. It was clear while Chris Rock walked alone and stood there and was professional. And some people could call it professional. Some people are calling it cowardly, which I don't agree with. I wonder if he's going through what most of us would have been going through. Did I do the right thing? I should have done this. How come I did this? And what happened? I am sorry that I didn't give enough deference to that. I'm sorry that I didn't say I'm sorry earlier. I'm sorry for what your children must be going through. I'm sorry for what must be in your head. I'm sorry that it seemed to me that you were alone. I am sorry that at almost 60 years old, you were slapped in front of the world. I apologize for that. I can hold in my heart a level of compassion and grace for what Will must have gone through, and I am sorry that I didn't give equal measures to you. I'm very sorry that happened. And I'm even sorrier that I wasn't sorry soon enough. All right, that's a little note from the GD section. Got the jazz report coming up in 50.
Okay, Nate, what do you feel about that?
First of all, I was reading an article. Well, it wasn't an article, but I saw where his brother, what's his name, Tony or something? I'm not sure.
Accepting that fucking apology.
Yeah. So my thoughts on this whole situation is, I read the apology that Will gave, and I read the apology that Chris gave. I felt as though that Chris doesn't owe anybody anything at this point. He doesn't owe Will an apology. He doesn't owe the Academy an apology. He doesn't owe anybody anything. And I feel like the fact that Will even slapped him, that I'm not a man, so I can't speak as a man, but if a woman came up and slapped me, I would feel I would feel my womanhood would just kind of diminish slightly, because I have been slapped in front of millions of people, and you have to keep reliving that over and over and over again. And I was reading earlier today that Chris Rock's tour, the sales are through the roof.
Yeah.
So when D.L. Hughley was talking about they're seeing, going to see it as a spectacle, I think that they're going to see if Chris Rock is actually going to talk about what happened. That's how I feel is going to happen. I think it was Shantae who said Tuesday that Will Smith is considered the golden boy in Hollywood. He is. There's going to be a red table talk with Jada and Will. I don't know when it's going to be, but I saw it earlier this morning as I was going through my news feed, that there's going to be a red table talk with her and her husband about the whole event. And I do believe I saw where Chris Rock is going to decline the offer to be on the red table talk. And I would too. But
like, listen. This is the killer part. You're not gonna smack me on national TV and then tell me to come on your platform and talk about it.
Exactly.
Like, you're not gonna get more. See, this is the thing. At the like, we got a podcast right now, and we struggling to get viewers and get subscriptions and to build our shit up, right? Jada Pinkett, the red table shit is already through the roof, and one of the reasons that it is through the roof is because of the discussion of her personal life with Will. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she had the red table shit going already, and it was already going, but that shit did not fly through the roof until she started to talk about her personal life with Will. That's when everybody jumped on that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I can't see, somebody beat, and they ain't get beat the fuck up, but smacking me, embarrassing me in front of the fucking world. And then at the end of the day, where I'm gonna go on your platform and help you monetize on beating man, embarrassing the fuck out of me. What do you feel about that,
And
E?
I wasn't done. I wasn't done.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
And I also, I think that not I think, if anything, Will should have apologized to Chris's children. His children have to live with that every single day forever, that their dad was humiliated on national television.
Man, fuck that. You gotta apologize to me, man, up first before you go
Well, of
apologize to me.
course, he would have to apologize to
You
him
feel what
first,
I'm
but I'm
saying?
saying he would have to apologize to the family as well. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, but I feel that I understand I understand that aspect. But I'm just thinking, if a motherfucker smack me, am I gonna be giving a fuck about what my family think about that shit? I have been in real life situations where I have been angry and have been into some shit in the streets. I really didn't give a fuck about what the fuck my mama thought about what the fuck I was dealing with in the streets at that time. You feel what I'm saying? My
mhm,
pride, my what I thought about it superseded anything that anybody else had to think about it, regardless of whether my thought process was logical at the time or not. You feel what I'm saying? When you have been like, this is a thing that I sort of thought about this week. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe some of us have been in situations where we have been embarrassed in front of a few people.
mhm.
Maybe even people that we are, that we care about. We don't want them to see that type of shit. But to have your ass smacked on national TV and have it played back, and even with us running it and talking about it on the show, and people making memes and jokes of it, and you sitting there and you got to live through that. People talk about people snapping off all the time. Shit like that can. I'm not saying that it's right, but things like that I could see how a person that was considered to be normal could snap out because the view of the world is on them. Talk to me, Ida. How you feeling?
Well, with Chris, I look at it, I take my hat off to him, because for him to stand there and not retaliate back, because I know me personally, because of who I am, I would have retaliated back. I would have actually came back at him. But Chris is the bigger man because he did not retaliate, because he could have easily knocked the hell out of him, but he didn't. He knew at the platform that he was on, he could not retaliate back. But if he had the choice to, he would have, because they feel like somebody said earlier, we were looking at something, I think with Steve Harvey or somebody, they said if he had brought it back in the press room and did that to Chris, it would have been a different outcome. Chris stood his ground and said, I'm gonna be the bigger man. I'm not gonna hit him. But if he had done that behind stage and hit him, and it might have been a different outcome for him. But my thing of it is, I really feel like both of them. Chris wasn't in the wrong to a certain extent. He should have he came off with the joke. I know, but Will was more wrong than anything else. And it's like, everybody came, like I said, everybody went to Will. Will, but nobody took the time out to say, wait a minute, Chris just got hit. Let's check to make sure ain't nothing wrong with him, because it could have been something seriously wrong. He could have got hit in a certain way that could have caused some damage, but he didn't. I mean, not saying he hit him that hard, but certain things can happen that you could hit somebody and knock something off. You know what I'm saying?
Mama Ida, I mean, come on. I mean, excuse me, Mama. I said,
Mama.
okay, Mama Young, talk to me.
Ooh, hey.
Well, I think that DL Hughley does have a point with regard to how Chris is feeling. And I have, it's not a different standpoint than what I had on Tuesday. I'm looking at it a little bit differently now, because he is absolutely correct. Everybody came to Will's defense about him slapping him like that, but I don't really think a lot of people took into consideration how that really would have or is going to affect Chris. You know, them. I don't. I'm not saying it's going to make him gun shy about telling jokes. That's not going. That's probably not going to happen. But I do think that to some degree we do need to think about how that affected Chris, because technically, if it would, just like Nada said, if a woman slapped me, it really wouldn't matter who slapped me. I've always had a problem with somebody slapping me, putting their hands in my face, first of all. But if you, I mean, it's kind of like, it kind of puts you in a different mindset. That's why if you slap me once, that's going to be the only time you ever do, because you remember that. But it's always something that made you feel less than, or you weren't important, or you were nothing. Like, he smacked him open-handed, but he didn't smack him backhanded. And I'm not saying there's a big difference, because he's, as a man, I know it's still something to endure. And he hasn't really said a lot about it. And yeah, his ticket sales are going through the roof. His tour is blasting right now. But the thing is, we still have to remember that as a man, as a black man in America, and we already have men going through so much as it is.
Okay.
I just wonder where his headspace is right now.
Now check this out. You remember on Tuesday night, I said, well, you know, because I was talking about I watched the Oscars, and the roasting is part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see the Oscars, but I came across this clip from the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all tell me if y'all feel that this joke was worse than the G.I. Jane joke. I really want to know. Here we go.
Will Smith winning for King Richard. But personally, I thought his best performance in the past year has been being okay with all of his wife's boyfriends. What? Come on, he didn't show up. You can't use COVID as an excuse anymore.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
You're muted.
Was that a worse disrespectful joke than the actual G.I. Jane joke?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was.
She went in talking about their life.
She did.
But it's
She
on
started
display.
talking about like, yeah, he's
Right.
It's
So
on display.
no. So this is my question. Listen to my question. That joke compared to the G.I. Jane joke, which was a worse joke? Mama,
Can't compare it.
I still feel like the G.I. Jane joke was a worse joke because it had to do with medical. Like
Okay,
Nada said,
yeah, whoa,
the August Alsina thing.
I gotta come to his defense on that, because it has come out that Chris didn't even know that she had alopecia.
And I mentioned that.
He never
Okay.
fucking knew it. So he just made a joke. And like I said on the show, he looked at the green outfit, saw the short haircut, G.I. Jane. And he made a
Okay,
joke.
are you asking my opinion, or are you going to give me what my opinion is?
No, but I'm giving you the facts along with the
I
story.
understand.
Okay.
You're asking about how I feel about it.
Okay.
I personally still feel that the joke about the hair was a worse joke than this. Why? Because that did not offend Jada at all. It didn't offend her. It didn't offend Will either.
That's my question. Shouldn't it have affected Will, the person that got up and hit Chris, because she was talking about him? Listen to the joke again.
But it didn't affect him. That's the point. You're not understanding. You have no control over what affects another person.
It didn't affect him until it didn't affect him until he looked at her. Because if we look at the original footage, when Chris first cracked the joke, what did Will do?
I get it.
Will was laughing. Will was laughing, and then he looked over at Jada, then he got mad. So that's my question. This woman told a joke that was about his personal life, the shit that we know about. Chris told a joke about an outfit and made a comparison to a character. He did not go anywhere near the level of the joke that the white woman just stood there and made jokes of, and we all just sort of laughed at that shit. That sort of went up under the radar. You feel what I'm saying? She made a direct hit to him.
She did.
And it's been the same thing Will and Jada been fussing about.
But that's been out there forever, and that's not effective to her. Let me explain to you what the difference is. Right. If as a kid You had somebody do something to you as a kid that affected you. Okay? It doesn't matter what that person does for you today. What they did to you then affected you. You don't have control over how it affects you. Period. It's just how it affects you. That's not a soft, that's not something that's a softy topic. Everybody's talking about that. They're not offended about it. They even joke about it. The two of them joke about it. So that woman that made the comment, to me, no, it's still nowhere near the depth of the comment that Chris made. To me,
okay. Well,
that's just how I feel about it.
Let me tell you this though, because I've been doing a lot of research on this. 4 days previous to that night, Jada did an interview talking about she didn't even give a fuck about the alopecia. It was some fun shit. Like she didn't give a fuck. She talked about when she was younger and she went out for modeling jobs and shit. They had to have long straight hair. She's like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck now. And she sort of said, I don't care about alopecia. So explain to me what was the turning point for Will to make that decision. If she just publicly made a whole interview, and I'm pretty sure that Will is aware of what she said in her interview. You feel what I'm saying? To me, it passes the line from the joke that the one. Let's listen to this joke one more time. Let's listen to it.
Will Smith winning for King Richard. But personally, I thought his best performance in the past year has been being okay with all of his wife's boyfriends. What? Come on, he didn't show up.
Now that right there, just that alone, if we take about the 10 seconds that Chris told a little quick joke, that joke that Chris told and what that woman stood there on that stage and said, that would have been worth somebody getting up, in my opinion, and creating a scene of, not the G.I. Jane. I see a hand up. Hold on.
Rebel is a comedian. That's what comedians do. Their life has been on display forever.
What is Chris?
It's out there, so it's free. I mean, if they have jokes, Will has laughed about it. He was laughing. Rebel is a comedian and an actress. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what comedians do.
Well, Chris and Rebel are on the same page as far as what they do, right? They both are actors and comedians, right? They both have been in
but
film.
You did not see when Will turned around and looked at Jada, did you? Like he did when Chris made the joke.
No, that was somebody had mixed the film together, because at the end he said, "Fuck up." That was somebody mixing that film.
It's a different time.
But at the end of the day, she stood in front of the same crowd.
True.
And made a joke that was a lot deeper to me. Some shit that you'd be like, oh, I know that's some real shit this bitch playing. Then as opposed to saying, oh, he looked at the outfit and cracked the joke. That's what, to me, logically, it don't make sense. Because if it would have been any stories about Will had an attitude about any other jokes that was said about him that night, then I'd be like, all right, then I sort of feel what he's talking about. But for Will to have an attitude at Chris for telling a light joke compared to the joke that I just heard, oh man, them two different things. That's like somebody when you a kid, right? It's a difference when a nigga talking to you and then when somebody say yo mama, right? When a nigga say yo mama when you a kid, it's time to fight.
Those are fighting words.
G.I. Jane was not fighting words. The words that bitch just got through just joking about, those were fighting words. Because guess what?
But why are they fighting words to you though? See, here's the thing. That's something that they joke about. They're okay about. They're okay about. So you can't. It's your opinion. We don't know why, Russ. We don't know why the difference. But what I'm saying to you is,
okay. I agree that we don't know why, but I'm saying that if I look at the two jokes per se, just being a person, if this was some shit and I didn't know neither one of them, if I didn't know Chris Rock or Will Smith, right? And I just sat there and listened to both of the jokes. I got you, E. If I listened to both of those, I would be like, man, I would be
She got
more
that Baptist
offended.
finger, that Baptist
I
hand.
would be more offended. Listen though, I would be more offended by the joke that was told about my real life situation than an outfit that my wife had on. Come on, talk to me, E.
Key thing I'm finna point out. The difference is Chris Rock is a black male. Rebel is a white female.
That
There
makes it
is
even
going
worse.
to, eh, but listen what I said. You got a male and a female. A male talking about your wife and your relationship is different than you would have a female. Certain men have a trigger with men talking about their wives versus a woman talking about their wives. Just like if it was the same thing of a difference of if she said something about that, I could have had an attitude and Jada could have I could have been Jada and could have got up and smacked and said, "Stop talking about my husband. That's me and my husband. You ain't got no." But you got to look at it. Things are triggers. Let me
I
finish. When
agree.
it's a
I agree.
male and a
I agree.
female,
I
you
agree. But listen,
sometimes have a little you have a little more sympathy for a female versus a not you. I'm not talking about you, but Will is kind of like he said, I have to be a protector. Men protect women a little more and take stuff from women a little more than they would a male. And there's a
listen, man.
difference. It's a white
Listen,
woman
man.
and a
I done
black
done
male.
been in the streets, and I just see niggas
Am I
punked
right?
up. And I just see niggas not do shit when it comes to their woman. You know, I didn't see it in real time. I just see niggas get punked in real life in front of their woman, and they did shit. You understand what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I've seen that, but you got to remember, it's a male and a female. So you got
But
one coming from a
but
male and one
but
coming from a
at the end
female,
of the
bros.
day,
You can't compare them.
this is the thing that gets me about that. If if he had not smiled and been laughing and joking about the shit originally, this is me personally. So if y'all got any aspects or different opinions about that, y'all take it up with me. But if he would not have been laughing originally and thought it was funny, and then within seconds got up and punched the motherfucker, then I'd be like, all right, I get it. I'd be like, he took it fucked up from the second it came out of motherfucker mouth.
But he
That's
saw
just like
how it hurt his wife.
a nigga say something wrong to me. I don't give a fuck if it's about me or anybody else I'm with. If you say something wrong, it's gonna show automatic. I'm not gonna be that nigga that's gonna be like, and then look over at somebody else and then be like, oh shit, they mad. Oh. That's what I feel like happened though. I
But
feel like he
Russ,
got.
let me ask you a question. Because I get that this is your opinion. So here's my question.
Yeah.
If the two of us together, we somewhere, and somebody say something to me that you might think is funny, but then you look back and you see my face drop.
If
How
I'm
are
at
you gonna react to that?
if I'm at a show and if it's a fucking comedian, I'm gonna
I ain't
take that
asking you
because
about a comedian or not. I'm
no,
asking
no,
you
no, no,
a
no,
different
no, no.
question.
Listen, what we got to do. No, this is what we got to do with this particular situation. I can't sit up here and say if we was just out and somebody said something to me, would I react? That's a different conversation. This was an award show. This is some shit where motherfuckers roast motherfuckers all the time. This is not uncommon. Like that's what I want to say. This is not uncommon. Just like we just got through watching the white girl roaster. It's not uncommon to hear negative things because that's what happens at award shows. That's what they bring the comedians in for. Period. So if you're up there, and I've even heard other celebrities say this shit that were there that night. They said, yo, when you come to these events, you know that you're going to be talked about. They said they especially if you're going to win an award, you're going to be talked about because it's a level of breaking you down and lifting you up at the same time.
You on
You
the
know what I'm
front row.
saying? So that's part of the game. That has been the Oscars for years. That has been Soul Train for years. That has been MTV Awards for years. So I have to look at it in the vein of what happened, where it happened. I gotta say, like, man, if I thought something was funny and I looked at my woman and my woman didn't think it's funny, that's something between me and my woman. Because if she got an attitude about that shit, she got to take it up with me because guess what? I still thought it was funny. At the end of the day, when the joke was told, I cracked up laughing. And then I looked at you and I was like, oh, shit. She don't like that joke. Oh, let me. If anything, let me stop laughing. Not let me go punch the motherfucker that I was just laughing at. That's where I got the issue with the thing. Because like if it would have been the footage of he told that joke and Will was sitting there like, and you could feel the tension from the first shot, like, oh, Will don't like that. Not from Will. And then the next thing you know, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. You wasn't saying that shit when he first cracked the joke. You was laughing.
Okay, so I got a question for you,
Don't
Russ.
take it to the whoa. So don't take it to the extent of changing everything. I understand that that's your woman. I understand that she might feel a particular way about you laughing about that shit. But that does not mean get the fuck up and still on a nigga for doing what the fuck he would be doing and roasting somebody else if it was not you winning that award.
There is something psychologically going on with Will. It's more than just
Right.
their marriage. It's something personal he is dealing with, and it's just like a person that they think certain things happen, and they just let things build up, build up, build up, build up, and build up until
And
they get to a point to they cannot take it anymore. So it's like that last thing is going to trigger them to react.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not about the hair. It's not about Jada having 100 boyfriends and she'd have slept with 200. It's not about that. It's something psychologically going on with
With
him,
who? With Will. So if
with
it's something
Will.
psychological, listen. Okay. Prime example. A nigga does something and snaps out and fucks up his wife and kills somebody, and they go to court and plead temporary insanity, right? Does that mean that they're not gonna go to jail? Like
They
people
might get
think like
a lighter sentence, maybe.
but
They
if
might
they
get
go into fucking
psychiatric
jail,
help.
they're
Not
still going
necessarily.
to jail. They're
Not
still going
always.
to jail.
Nope.
Listen, even if they're going to listen, and I be telling folks this too. A lot of times when motherfuckers go to court and they be like, I'm crazy. They be trying to run that psych shit. I be like, yo, you want to go to a place where they're gonna dope you up and have you more fucked up than you was even, because you did that shit under your right mind. Let's keep that shit straight. You pleading this temporary insanity shit, but you don't know you're gonna fuck around and end up in a place sitting in the chair, foaming out the mouth, because they're gonna keep your ass doped up all goddamn day. So it's always a consequence to if you snapped out for the moment. You feel what I'm saying? My man Cain Velasquez, the nigga that the UFC boxer. Y'all heard about him?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody raped somebody in his family, and he saw that nigga, and he started shooting at that nigga on the road. Well, guess what? Cain's locked up right now. We're not sitting up there. The laws is not saying, well, Cain, we understand that
That's
something
why I said
happens.
it might. We don't know. We
We
don't
don't know the
know. We
unknowables.
will never know.
Listen, but does might listen? This is my question. But does might oversee how he should have dealt with it?
He
Woulda,
could.
We'll
coulda,
never
shoulda,
know.
don't mean shit to a
We'll
bad
coulda, shoulda, but
We
didn't.
won't know. That's the
But
thing.
listen,
We don't know.
listen. If a nigga cheat on you and he said, "Listen, I
I mean,
shouldn't have cheated
I've had
on you.
several cheat on me,
I
but
could have made a wrong.
okay.
I could have just came home that night. I would have just. At the end of the day, you're gonna be like, nigga, you fucked around. All that woulda, coulda, shoulda shit don't mean shit right now.
But didn't.
You feel what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
making it. I don't want to make no excuses for a motherfucker that has already done what he's done.
Mhm.
Even if he has, listen, even if he has medical issues, that's medical issues that he needs to resolve before he goes out in public and hears a joke and gets up and steals on a motherfucker on national television.
So you mean to tell me if I have an issue, I'm
Uh-huh.
okay, so we know I come here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if I have an issue that I'm dealing with, and so you mean to tell me I should not come on this show until I deal with that issue? That's what you're saying.
If it's an issue that prohibits you from the show, yeah. If it's an issue that really stops you from dealing with the show, yeah, go take you some fucking time. I would tell anybody that shit. There have been times in my life where I've had heavy shit going on, and I've been like, yo, I cannot do the show right now. We got to take a break. Shantae, I tell you that shit. There have been a lot of times where I have been just woe the fuck out, and I cannot do the show because guess what? At the end of the day, the show is supposed to be one thing. It's not supposed to be about me. It's not supposed to be about Mama Yoni. It's not supposed to be about Ida. It's not supposed to be about Nada. It's supposed to be about all us with a perspective. Before Big Note got shut down, it was more of a man versus woman type thing. You feel what I'm saying? And that type of aspect. But I haven't found another Note yet. And I'm not gonna settle for anybody else just to come on the show and give me a bullshit aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Even with the last show, I had to go to our room and say, yo, there are certain things we need to tighten up about the show. So if there is something with you personally that fucks you up, that you cannot do the show, man, I can't do nothing but respect that. What I look like saying, yo, be on the show. You fucked up. Be on the show. No. I got to deal with that. I got to say, well, damn. It might just be me and Mama on the line tonight. It might just be me, Ida on the line tonight. You feel what I'm saying? But I got to fuck around and keep the show rolling in the same way you got to keep yourself rolling.
Well, people deal with their issues in different ways. So
Yeah,
I deal with mine by being around people. That's how
Mhm.
I sometimes deal with situations. I have to be
Nah,
around
I'm
people.
opposite. I get the fuck away from niggas when I get ready to have a moment because
See,
I be
and that's you. That's
niggas
you.
gonna be
That's
ready
how
for my moment.
you, Russell. That's how you deal with situations.
Mm-hmm.
I, Nada
Yeah,
Jones, deal with my situations. I have to be around people.
but listen, neither one of those situations has got us in a position where one of us will smack somebody on national fucking television.
I mean, some days I want to, but you know.
But you haven't. But you haven't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda don't mean shit to a bag of sugar. You feel what I'm saying? All right, now this is gonna be the last clip I'm gonna play about this whole thing tonight. This one is from a comedian, and then after that, we're gonna get into y'all comments. I appreciate all y'all for commenting tonight. We will read all of y'all comments in just 1 second. This is gonna be the last clip that I play about the Will Smith scenario tonight. Here we go. Let's get it.
Who allows an evil, cankerous whore
Wow.
to be in their presence at age 45 and older? If you allow an evil, wicked bitch who fuck her son's friend to accompany you on your shoulder in public, you ain't gonna get nothing but drama. Let's just start saying that. You cannot sit up front at the Oscars with a bald head, bitch, and expect nobody not to say something. It is impossible. You cannot be sure, because I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, you see what Jada does. If you really research this woman, you see, oh, this is a wicked bitch
Yeah.
who gave him weirdo kids. Nobody want to say this shit. Have you seen this nigga family?
Yeah, they all look like each other.
It ain't. Hold on, man. What would you do if you were at an event and your son stand up and say, Tyler, the Creator is my boyfriend?
That's who we should have slept.
I'll be like, son, I can't go nowhere with you no more. I can't fuck with you fucking niggas in public and busting them out. You sound crazy.
He announced it on. What did he announce that
That's
on?
how his son look. He got that look all the time. I was like, boy, that little boy crazy. I remember Bruno Mars was singing at some award show. I forgot what award show that was. When I saw Will Smith's son crying next to him, like, that boy gone. That boy gone. Pew! That boy gone.
I mean,
I ain't gonna talk about the girl
yeah.
because the girl looks like she's trying to handle all this. But
Yeah.
have you seen her?
Well, they didn't grow up in a normal household. That household is a
That
little
make it
different.
better?
The woman run the household. You know what I mean?
You
It's
think
okay.
this is a result of the woman run the household?
Hey,
It's the result of an evil bitch run the household. And if motherfucking both of the parents have potluck sexual partners.
Potluck.
Yeah, potluck sexual partners, man. Come on, man. We know what it is, man. We know what it is. Will like pussy and dick. Jada like dick and pussy. They bed stank like a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck how rich they are. That bed stank.
You know, I'm gonna give you my theory on it. I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he aired August out. You know what I mean? Because he probably was fucking him too. If she aired out.
You think Will fuck August or August fuck Will or both?
Shit, I don't know which way they did it, but they had an entanglement. I know they got. I feel like that, but
Dookie been dug in.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody saying the real shit. This man, Will Smith, I believe he would be a very stable person if he had stability as his partner. But because he has a bitch who has some shit called red table talk and put shit on blast boldly about her entanglement. I mean, come on, man. I mean, one of the homies told me something about Jada. I knew he wasn't lying.
This was weird to me. I was reading about his first movie. They offered him a movie. It was like a white movie.
They bed smell like muskets in the Civil War. Go ahead.
they offered him about $10 million for the movie because he was hot. You know what I'm saying? He was doing Fresh Prince.
Who?
Will. This is what he said in his book. They offered him about $10 million for this movie with the white. It was white. A couple of white. Huh? No. It was another movie. He turned down the movie because it was like it didn't. I guess it didn't fit what he was trying to do or whatever.
Some degrees of separation.
But then he ended up taking 6 degrees of separation for like $250, $500 or something, way less than what he was. And you end up doing some gay shit in that motherfucker. I was like,
that's how you
how did that fit? How did this fit your shit?
Because he wanted to make it big.
And it was way less pay.
He wanted to make it big and have his asshole big.
Oh my God.
Effortlessly shitting body.
I went and watched it. After I seen that, I was like, man, ain't no way in hell took this goddamn role.
Look, man, but that's the Hollywood game. If you finna be a star at the motherfucking Oscars, David Harris, thanks, man. I needed that motherfucking $50 goddamn shit. That's what's up. If you finna be a star in Hollywood, nigga, what you think you gotta do? You think you just finna get the glory and the lights and all that shit without putting in
I work the internet.
Ass band work?
I will work the internet. What motherfucker need me?
Okay. You there, mama?
I'm here, baby.
I saw your face when that shit was going on, and all the emotions and shit going through your body. I'm waiting to hear what you got to say about this.
You know what? I really don't know what to say because, I know what my counterparts are going to say. He's a comedian and that's what he does. I don't have anything. I can't with him because the shit is not even fucking funny.
Corey be giving his real perspective, though.
Yeah, this is real perspective, and he's entitled to it, and I'm entitled to mine. And I just think that was just some. I don't know. I don't even know what to call that type of conversation because that's your opinion. I don't know where you get that opinion from, and why she got to be all of that. I just don't get that. And then you went even further to basically say that you thought Will was gay, and see this is what pissed me off the most about it. The fact that you say this is what happens when you have a woman-led relationship. So his son is struggling with his sexual identity, and that's because his mom is a strong-minded Black woman. The daughter just looks like she's dealing with it. She's got to be an evil bitch because she's okay with her sexuality because she wants what she wants when she wants it. You just an insecure ass black man. That's how that came off to me as a grown ass woman. That was some insecure shit to me.
Talk to me.
Well, Mama, I can't rebuttal. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody has their own opinions and how you feel.
Exactly.
And sometimes you got to watch what you say about children because you don't know what those kids are going. Like you say, they're in the spotlight, been in spotlight all their life, and you
Yeah.
have to deal with background of different things of parents being in the forefront. You never been able to have a normal childhood, so brings on certain things of they. You have to be great, just like your mom and your dad. Both of their parents are superstars. You got to. So what you gonna do? You got to come behind them. So they never had a regular childhood. So what was that? You got to be competitive. So your mom and daddy is both competitive. What do you got to be competitive, which puts you in and dealing with anxiety, suicidal, different things. Mine all discombobulated that you don't really know what's what.
I don't care if you talk about me. I don't care if you talk about the person who I'm with. I don't have any children, but one thing you do not talk about is children. I believe that children should be off the table altogether. Period. That's just something that you do not talk about. You do not.
This is my question. Now I understand what y'all saying, but we have all watched comedians, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
And have we not laughed at a fucking comedian cracking a joke about a kid? Because like they say, most comedians they their best material comes from their real life, and they flip it around to make us laugh and shit.
If you're
But
talking about your own, yeah, but
Yeah,
not
I'm
somebody
just,
else.
absolutely. My
but
mama
I'm
still
just saying.
talks about me, and I'm grown, fully grown.
Listen what I'm saying though. We ain't never watched Def Comedy Jam and heard somebody talk about somebody else's kids and laugh. Like,
Depending on
come
how
But
the
on.
here's
joke
the
is.
difference though. This
I
it's
mean,
out
on
of
some
scope. It's
topics though.
no, it's out of scope, it's out of pocket. That's some bullshit. We got kids today. I don't care what you say. We still trying to break generational curses about how people was raised and what they were supposed to do and what they were supposed to be. Whatever Jaden's issues are, they're issues of a child.
Right.
If he's at the point where when we came up in our generation, you didn't necessarily hear about people being gay or either way, gay women or gay men. Why? Because it was kept in the closet. What stays at home stays. You don't do that shit outside this house, or
Okay.
you get disowned for that type of stuff. You got kids that are still struggling today. Kids that are younger than them. Kids, young adults that are still suffering through this thing, and you're making this huge of a joke about it. It's not a joke. You're trying to say to me that they're like this because they had a domineering or a strong-willed mother. Then all my
Uh,
kids are fucked up. All of them
okay.
gonna be fucked up.
Okay. Let me say this because I know. Okay, when it comes down to their kids in particular, right? They got the boy and the girl. The only thing I really heard the girl come out about that was anything crazy is when she was on the red table with her mama and was talking about her freedom of sexuality, right?
Okay.
But on the other side, the brother, he's sort of been in social media for a long time doing a whole bunch of shit. So like it's a different conversation when we talking about what happens in this house stays in this house than when you go on social media, and we talk about this every week regardless of like situations. But when you go on social media and throw certain shit out there, it's out there. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Jada jump up on concert talking about he loves such and such and such. We've seen Jaden or whatever his name is
It's
in
Jaden.
yeah,
Hmm.
in the closed setting as a child, and we've all sort of been looking at it like, that's a kid. What like so his whole life has sort of been out in the public as opposed to a celebrity that has kids and we don't know what's going on with their kids.
Right.
I think
He can do
that's a
that.
little bit different because these celebrities have raised their children to be celebrities. So it's a difference because they've put them in that forefront, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Right. That's fine. That's what they're doing. But you got to understand how if Corey had brought it off in a joke but it's in a form of where they're talking, had he been on stage joking about it, it would have come across differently versus what you're doing is berating them and downing them and tearing them down like he was. Granted,
Okay.
if it wasn't in a form of joke, it wasn't in a form of comedy. Just like
This is
like you say, when we go on Def Comedy Jam and we can laugh,
okay.
ha ha ha, that's how you do that. But in the form that he had it was not like that. That's the
But
difference.
this is where I disagree with that
That's
because
fine.
that's Corey Holcomb, right?
Right.
He is a comic and entertainer. So most of the people that tune into his show tune in to hear him say some outrageous shit. Like Corey Holcomb has gotten into fights on his show with motherfuckers before. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's gotten, like, so Corey is the type that his show is like, I can't even say it's too much different from ours because he goes on there and says what the fuck he wants to say in his realm. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But he's a comedian and he uses a lot of jokes in the way that he expresses what he's saying. You feel what I'm saying? Like we can't look at that and say, oh well, Corey just went in. Corey was still being a comedian talking the shit that he was talking.
But what was funny about it though?
But listen, I'm not
Who laughed?
listen, what was funny? Because guess what? It's another motherfucker that watched that same show and was dying laughing.
Yeah, I didn't find it funny at all.
The same way we get on this show every week and we talk our shit because we believe in our show and our format. The same way somebody will tune into this show and say, "Oh, they talking about sex. They talking about this. That's not a show for me," and we'll tune out. And they have every right to do that.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to look at the platform for what it is.
But everything we're talking about, we're not going to agree on. Everybody's not
That's
going
what
to
I'm
agree every
saying.
time.
But he on our platform, it's about whether we agree or disagree with what Corey said, or whether we agree or disagree with what Will said, or whether we disagree with what Chris did. You feel what I'm saying? But on Corey's platform, that ain't it. And you got to respect what his platform was when he did what he did. You feel what I'm saying? So I just so
Yeah.
Yeah, we still there.
Okay.
Yeah, we still there. Yeah. That threw me all the way off.
I'm sorry.
No, we good. All right. Well, I'm about to get ready to switch that just gave me the whole switch off. Then that just gave me the perfect.
Thank you. I'm tired of talking about them people.
I can play another clip because I got like 4 more.
No.
That's the worst thing to do with me is to try to be like some. Oh, thank you. That's the best way I can play Chris Rock talking himself at his concert because I got the clip. If we want to do
like at this point we are beating a dead horse.
Okay,
it is what it is.
I can beat it again. I can jump on that horse and ride that motherfucker till he fall out, nigga, and he die for real.
But you
now listen, I'm saying I'm going to
on the dead horse.
Keeping me on this. You keep me on the subject, so I'm about to get ready to play this next. I'm about to play Chris Rock clip.
You can't ride a dead horse, honey.
Okay, well, watch this one. This one is for everybody that could not believe I could ride a dead horse because I was gonna go and get on a new horse, but this is the horse we're gonna ride right now. Here we go.
How was your weekend? I don't have like a bunch of shit about what happened. So if you came to hear that, I had like a whole show I wrote before this weekend. And I'm still kind of processing what happened. So at some point I'm talking about that shit. And it'll be serious, it'll be funny.
I feel so sorry for that nigga, man. Cause that's the first night of his fucking tour. Mm, and that's how he had to start the fucking. That's how he had to start the show off. G.
But he played it off. He kind of, because he knew
Yeah,
they were
he
gonna
attacked.
already. He kind of just brought. He just might went ahead on, got to the front of it, and let me get it on out the way before somebody be in the middle of a joke and somebody say it. So let me go ahead on and handle and deal with it up front.
Yes,
He
I
got in
do
front
be
of it.
on my bullshit. I keep trying to tell you. Didn't I start this show off today? I started it off by saying, "This is the night. If you want some, come and get some. I don't give a fuck if you type it, if you think it, if you do it while I know you on this fucking line. You are opening yourself up to a line of fire that I don't think you want to get shot in the mouth with. Thank you,
Dominique,
Jesus.
Dominique.
Now I'm going on to my next clip. Here we go. Here we go. This next clip, y'all. Oh man. This nigga here in Chicago, man, was at a school or somewhere around the school trying to pick up a 15-year-old shorty, G. Watch this shit.
Is it that fucking serious? So why the fuck do she look like she fucking grown though? Now ain't no sorry to it. Ain't no sorry to it. Do she look like she fucking grown? Do she look like she grown? Yes or no? So why the hell is you harassing her? Tell her how to come to your fucking car. Because you is a fucking pervert. That's why. And I got your license plate and everything. And I'm taking this shit to social media. I'm finna go get my husband if you still here. I don't get no sorry. Because ain't no sorry when she don't look like she grown. No sorry to this shit. You don't be ashamed. Ain't no wrong. I said he was dead wrong, didn't I say? You damn right. He damn wrong. I didn't know that. He damn wrong. She don't look. Somebody has to walk her back home. She can't even walk to go to her the fucking beauty supply store. Somebody gotta go get her some mace because grown ass niggas like this wanna tell her to come to the fucking car. She only 15. There's no way in hell she look like she grown. But don't worry about it. I'm finna go get my husband.
All right, Mama Yoni. What you think about that?
Pedophile in the making. Because if you can tell that woman that her daughter don't look like she grown, and you ain't got no response and no reason to explain why you trying to get her to come to your car, pedophile. Period.
He was so comfortable. Like, this the crazy part. He was so comfortable even after being caught. Like, he just sat there and was just, and like, this is the part that sort of fucked me up. I'm like, what? The dude that was in the car with him,
Mm-hmm.
you got out talking about somebody ain't know no, nigga, he was in the car the whole time. He was hollering at that little bitch. You just as fucked up. I was about to go there and try to run that motherfucker, possibly.
Ain't no possible.
That's ooh, man.
Yeah.
What you think about that, E?
Mama said it. Like she said, I mean, could have been very well been like we have here in North Carolina. We got to be careful because it's a ring of areas for sex trafficking. So you got to be careful because we've had quite a few young ladies that were taken because of that were found. But I mean, we have that's big here now. So you got to be careful. I mean, young girls walking home from school, minding their own business, are kidnapped, and it's like you can't even walk home. Just 5 minutes from your house is a school. You can't even do that now without having to have somebody with you at all times.
He was too cool.
He
Like,
was.
that's the part that gets me. He was just too fucking cool throughout the whole fucking thing. Like,
He done probably
he,
did it before. This ain't his first rodeo.
yeah. And listen, he listen. Not only has he probably did it before, he has probably been caught before. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the way he responded through that whole thing was almost like I have you know when you watch Cops and shit, and you can tell the difference between a nigga that has been pulled over for the very first time and a nigga that's just going through
Because
the
if
Yep.
same
first
shit.
time
The
fidget, they
reaction is
fidget. They be like,
That's what he was like. He was like, yeah, I like it, but I said I gave it back. I said I gonna
I'm
leave. I said I
sorry.
was gonna
I said I'm sorry.
yeah, I said I was sorry. God damn, what the
And
fuck
the
you
old boy
doing?
that got out of the car like act like he would get ready to go and handle mama real quick to say, "Hey, let me handle mama and calm her down. Maybe we can get both of them." Hey.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's definitely done it before. The fact that he was just real chill, real calm, like no, I didn't mean to. I mean, he's definitely done bent some child over at some point.
Mm.
I mean,
I know. I
I didn't mean
I
that
understand.
joking. Okay,
No,
thank
we know
you.
you ain't mean that as a joke. Yeah,
I
I
didn't.
understand
I
though.
honestly did not mean that as a joke. Seriously.
And that kind of, oof,
So why
that's a
you
trigger.
laughing, Russ? It's not funny.
I was just,
I
you
didn't. I,
know.
I
It,
didn't. I didn't mean
I
that.
get it. Listen,
Okay.
I'm not saying it like Jesus. Calm down. Let your spirit calm. You just must have left church. You just must have just left church or some shit. You got all kind of spirits fucking with you tonight. I'm just sitting there
Actually, I
laughing
did. I didn't
like
leave
I
church. I had
laugh
to do a
every
recording.
fucking week at y'all niggas and this crazy shit that y'all say every fucking week. But all right, this is what I want you to do.
My
We got
chandelier
a
is
bunch of
very
comments
happy.
out here. We got a bunch of comments out here. Read these comments. We supposed to get to them comments before I play that last clip.
ooh,
I appreciate everybody that's out there. I see LaShonda. I see Tanisha. I
yeah,
see Dominique. I see all y'all out there.
Vans, all of them. Okay, let's see.
I'm listen. This is so funny. I'm getting inboxes. They like, you better quit brushing your beard, nigga. I'm like, what? What the fuck is it about my beard today? What the fuck is it
Okay,
about?
starting off with Tay. But you weren't in the national spotlight when that happened. Is still different. That joke was harmless. Dominique says. Shantae said, right. Camille said, damn. Van said it was a little more risque. And of course, Vince always LML. I love when he does it. Shantae said it wasn't worse. That material was old, still not a medical condition. Dominique said Will was triggered from the jump. That slap was for Jada. Shantae said no. They've been joking. They've been joking about their marriage for years. Shantae says you can't decide what offends him and what doesn't. Van
Exactly.
said Will was probably like, I can take all the jokes about me, just not about my wife's hair. All right. Shantae said it's not for us to determine the difference. He will have to tell us that. Period. Dominique says Jada been bald headed for the longest. I'm finding it hard to believe all of this is about a hair joke. Van says everybody got their own levels that will pop off at. Dominic says, but are they really okay about it? Or do they joke about it because it's public? Shantae says, still that's your opinion. Stop trying to guess what was in the head on his head. He we won't know until he
You're
tells us.
being heard of.
Mama said it's all on who or what triggers you personally. Tay says, right, Eda, you can't determine someone else's trigger. Again, laughter don't always mean the person is laughing. That is so true. Dominic says his actions and initial response was contradictory. I guess we'll find out why on the red table, where his wife likes to air out all their business. Camille replied to Dominique and says, that was my thing. They joke about it. That may not make it fair play for others to joke about it. Tay says, so the fuck what? I don't have to like the damn joke. That point becomes irrelevant because there are too many unknowns. Dominique replied to Tay, it says, true, but unfortunately it comes with that celebrity status. Some things should be off limits though. Tay says exactly. And we can't determine how he's going to react to that situation. That's easy for someone on the outside to say. That's why it's called an outburst, though. It's not planned and not predictable. Van says, I respect that, bro, to the fullest. Shantae said, but that does happen to celebrities. How do we know he wasn't under contractual obligation to be there? Van said, nah, Corey went in on her. Yeah, I said, Corey is no joke. Dominic said Corey ain't got no filter. He talking facts though. Van said he was he was going for blood, laughing, laughing my ass off. Dominic replied to Vance, he went for the juggler. Camille said, "Oh my God." Dominic says, "Not a potluck." Camille gave the palm face over your hand. Vance says, "I'm dead." Shantae said, "The whole conversation is part of the problem." Exactly, Mama. It was. Dominic says it was a bit overkill. Van said, "Mine too, though." Dominic says, "I feel like Corey spoke the truth for the most part, but the delivery, damn." Van said, "Yeah, Corey being a savage, no lie." Shantae said, "What gets me is how people feel they have the right to call Jada Owl out her name because of her relationship choices. What the fuck? We ain't in her fucking bedroom. How is that okay?" Hence, his need to defend her. This has been a long time coming. Van said, "Yeah, true, bro." Van says, "Yeah, you've seen a few." And Camilla's laughing out loud. Dominic says Corey gonna give his opinion and roast the fuck out of you in the process. Not saying I agree, but I also know what to expect from him. Just wondering if Will be throwing any hands his way. Dominic says, "Not the shade, fan mama." Do-
Yes, very bad.
and replying to Dominic, he know who to do that to. Dominic says many women have tried. No giddy up. Shantae says I don't feel sorry for him. Then knows how to handle adversity. Corey said, "I'm sorry." I said Corey is cool, but he took it too far for me on that Will and Jada issue. Dominic said he handled it very well. Dominic said, "Laugh out loud." Van said, "Wow." Dominic said, "This a old ass pervert." Van says, "I don't know why old boy got out just to say all bullshit." Camille said, "Cause he's done it before." Dominic said he's known for doing it. Van said he lucky she didn't up it on him for the movement. Shaking my head, she was on 1,000 already. Lashonda said he's a disgusting individual. Dominic says he ain't in the making, he bout that life. Dominic said, "Little girl." Shantae says, "See, if she had capped him on the spot, people would say she's wrong. Our black girls are the most trafficked. This is so disgusting." Dominic replying to Shantae and says, "Facts." And there's Tanisha. Mama says a pedophile. Lashonda says people like that scare me because there are levels of elevation to see what they can get anyway. To see what they can get away with anyway next time. And and said Vance replying to Shantae, "Nah, she would have been right in my eyes." Dominic says this is routine for him. "You right though." And Tay says, "I sure was about to say, put that brush down, man." Tay said, "Put that brush down, boo."
Man, check this out, man. Imagine you riding down the street
Hmm.
and this happens to you.
This lady tried to make me hit her son, man. She tried to throw her son in front of my truck. This lady tried to really kill her son, man. Man, these motherfuckers fucked up, man. This lady tried to make me kill her son, tried to throw her son in front of my truck, man. Man, this shit crazy. Shit crazy. My brother had to get out and grab her, man. She was about to slam her child on the concrete. This lady fucked up, man.
We're gonna start with you, Tia. What do you feel about that video?
Not everybody should have children. Not everybody is fit to be a mother. And it's got to be something going wrong with her mentally. That's tough right there.
I'd have had to beat her
Mama?
ass. I would have had to hurt her. Absolutely. I agree with everybody shouldn't have kids. Um, but our society doesn't work like that. We're still living in a free country, supposedly. So that means, till somebody tell you can't, I guess you just have them. But that's hard for me. That was really hard to even consider somebody treating a baby like that.
My adopted brother was killed by a semi truck driver. Um, he and a friend had got into it. They both got out of the car, had a scuffle. Semi truck didn't see them, hit them both, killed my brother instantly. Um, the fact that she would try to throw her son in front of a moving vehicle definitely shows some signs of mental issues. What goes on in your mind to think that it is okay to harm a child in any way? I'm pretty sure that she has done something to her child before to try to kill him. Um, yeah, that's all I could say right now. That's all I could say.
You know, I got a problem. Somebody got the. Can y'all cut y'all volume up down a little bit? I mean, down a little bit. Somebody got their volume up a little too loud. It's feeding back. But for me, she tried to throw the baby in front of a moving truck. Right. That's number one. But as you was listening to the shit, dude said, "Yo, she was trying to pick the baby up and throw it on the ground." This is a hard comment for me to say, y'all, and please, please, please be patient with me. Because although I don't believe in physically putting my hands on a woman unless a woman is physically putting their hands on me, and I understand that she got, the whole conversation about she might have some issues and all that. But for me personally, I feel like instead of videotaping that shit, he should have got out the car and fucked her up.
Well, he said his brother got out and got
Yeah,
the
but
baby.
but I would have got the fuck out. He threw it in front of my car. The brother got out to see. Like, that's the crazy part. The one that was driving just pulled his phone out and recorded. The brother that had the nuts to get up and say what the fuck is going on was the nigga that was sitting in the passenger seat.
Well, he
You
might have
feel
needed something for video for recording, something evidence for later.
fuck video
Don't.
recorded,
I got
fuck
you.
all of that bullshit. What happened before we had days of fucking video phones? What happens if he ain't had no battery? You know what? Oh, I don't have no battery. I can't record this shit. It's not going on. No, no, no. Fuck that. Because guess what? What I'm gonna do ain't gonna need to be on fucking video any fucking way. You just tried to throw the fucking kid in front of my car. You just tried to make me listen. Not only did you try to kill the child, you tried to make me the murderer of the child. Think about that for a quick second. Imagine what it's. I don't know. Somebody's scuffling and doing something in the background. I'm hearing it in the background. But listen, imagine. Like we looking at it from the perspective of, oh, that was fucked up. She was gonna do that to the child. Let's look at it from the perspective of, man, what if she would have succeeded in her plan and threw that baby in front of not a moving car, but a moving truck? You know what I'm saying? Would you not be understanding the motherfucker getting out the car and beating the fuck out of her then?
That would have messed you up.
What I'm
I know
saying?
hitting a squirrel. I didn't hit a squirrel and about died, and the squirrel ran, and I said, Lord, I done had a fit by hitting a squirrel. I'm weak. I'm weak. But a squirrel
Okay.
ran in front of my car, and I about wrecked my car and cried. I said, oh my goodness. My mama said, it's a squirrel. Just keep going. I said, but yeah, but I mean, I can understand that is devastating. I mean, if it had been in person, it would have
Because
been
you have
worse. That man
compassion.
probably wouldn't know what he would. He don't know probably what how he would have reacted.
You have compassion for the
Right.
situation.
Girl, I hit a dog and it made me sick for 2 days.
Girl.
Listen, listen,
It's
listen.
just
Like with certain things, like when you think of law, right?
mhm.
When people are convicted of murder, right?
Yeah.
What is one of the terms that they use? That was a premeditated.
Meditated.
Meditated. Hmm.
To sit there and say I'm going to throw the whether it was a quick second thought or you've been thinking about it all fucking month. To say I'm gonna throw my baby in front of this fucking car or whatever and risk, and the baby was little because if you paid attention,
He was
y'all
toddler.
really couldn't see it. Dude picked up the baby real quick and just cuffed her.
Right.
The baby was when at that age. You know how you got certain babies when you pick them up, the first thing they do is wrap their legs around you and
Yeah.
put
Hmm.
their arm. That's the first thing the baby did, and the
Yeah.
whole time he's trying to push the bitch off of
Yeah,
him.
because it was another guy because he had to pass him off.
Man, I I laid that bitch out. I would have no fucking listen. I would have went to court and said, yeah, I laid this bitch out. She threw the baby in front of me and
Now, for something like that, I wouldn't have had no qualms about you hitting. I would have kind of
nigga.
given
Guess
you a
what?
pass on
The
that.
same way that they have premeditated murder and they say niggas that's just snapped out in court. Well, guess what? I just snapped out when this bitch threw a baby in front of my car. I this
That
my
is so true, Shantae. Psychosis is real because you can't have a psychotic break and just don't know.
man. The person that listen. Can you imagine what I listen? I've been in car accidents before, right? And then got back in the car and been like, ooh, sort of like, like I don't drive like I used to drive, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's because
Right.
I've been in a car accident. You feel what I'm saying? I could imagine what it would be like if I was to really fucking hit not just a person, but a baby
Baby.
in a truck and a motherfucker threw
Okay.
that motherfucker in front of me. I would be scared, like I would be fucked up to get into a car from that point on. You feel what I'm saying? And even if I'm riding in the car, like I'm the type, if I'm in the car with a woman, I got that old man shit. Like, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? I just be that way with a woman driving. I just look out the other, like 9 times out of 10, if I'm in the car with a woman, I don't even look in the fucking direction of traffic or nothing. I just look out the side. I
Really?
tell them like,
You don't
then I
think
turn my,
women drive as good as men, sir?
then I turn, then I turn my head and look at them and be like, yeah, what's up, baby? Turn around, baby. Come on down. Yeah, this is my shit. I'm never in this direction when a motherfucker driving that bitch. I'm like, shit. That's just, and listen, and the older I got, and when I got into real car accidents, niggas I got in the car with, they was driving. I'd be like, oh shit.
Your ass is
Lord Jesus,
traumatized.
why the fuck did I drive? That's
I
I'm to the,
cannot.
I'm to the
I
point now.
cannot.
I'm at the age now. I'm at that age now. Listen, I don't give a fuck what y'all think about it. If I cannot drive myself to the place, I'm not going. If I gotta depend on another motherfucker driving that bitch, and if I don't have enough money to pay for it Uber, but see, the further the fucking event is away, the less chances I'm feeling like going if I'm not driving. And man, shit. I done been with niggas before and they been like, man, let's just kick it. It been a whole fucking night. And they done fucked around and done some bullshit. And I've been like, God damn it, if I would have drove, I'd have been home by 10:30 and watching the diver or some shit. Like, I've been watching some old
Not
reruns or some shit.
MacGyver.
You
I
like
don't
me.
give a
I
fuck.
don't want to. I want to make sure I drive because I want to leave when I'm ready to leave because I ain't trying to be
Hello,
the
because
last
you
one
going to
out
get
the
a
door
whole maybe
sometimes.
45 minutes out of me, then I'm ready to go. You might get 45. Might.
Yeah.
Niggas don't know how to act no more. Niggas just don't know how to act no more.
No. Only time I stay now is like if I'm in charge of the event and I have to stay, and I'd be like, "Yo, let me
I'll be
dip
done
out right
dipped
quick. I'll be
off.
back." I have done it. I'd be like, I'll be back, y'all. Like, y'all fine. Let me make sure everything is okay. Then I dip back and I come back. My mom used to be like, yo, you can't do that. I'd be like,
Yes,
they
I
get on
can.
my
It's my
nerves.
party.
No, when
Okay.
you, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Y'all, all right, I got one for y'all, man.
Oh goodness.
No more tears now. Come on.
Please,
I know,
Russ,
right? My eyes are
can we
still
get?
watering.
Man,
Oh,
when
Russ, you
I
can't
hit
be doing that.
when I hit a certain realm, I just ride in that certain realm. Let the tears flow. Because guess what? If they need to come out, that means it was in you. Something need to come out. That's all right. It's all
no,
right.
No, it's
not.
not all
Yeah.
Shut
right.
up and let a nigga cry. Shut up, nigga. Somebody else out there crying right now and letting need to get it out. Shut up and let him cry. All right, now check this out.
You know what? We
This
all gonna
next
beat you with
clip.
the fans.
Hey, I don't give a fuck, y'all fan court. Look, all y'all motherfuckers out here like y'all in church. Y'all
Now,
funny ass motherfuckers. All right, listen. This next clip. Oh man. Oh man. Ladies,
hmm.
it's not too often that I'm on y'all side, right? Not too often I'm on y'all side. I'm usually that nigga that sort of, hey, fuck y'all talking about. But this one right here, I'm 100, 100, and 150% on y'all side behind this. Watch this here.
Hey, girl. Come sit down. How old are you? Listen, I'm not about to hurt you. I promise. I'm not gonna hurt you. Don't worry about it. How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're gonna be 18? Are you 18? How old are you? Just tell me.
17.
So how long have you guys been having sex?
I honestly don't know.
A long time.
For a while, yeah.
And you never seen me here?
I was originally going to be a babysitting job, and that's what I thought it was going to be. Because I do babysitting.
So did he search you up, or did y'all meet outside of the apartment?
We met outside of the apartment. So basically.
He was?
27?
Yeah. So do you know that you're underage? And that he can go to jail for that? Do you know that? Do you know that you're beautiful? And that you are beautiful? And do not accept nothing from a man. Don't accept none of that shit. I'm serious. You're young, you're beautiful. Enjoy being young and beautiful. Do not let a man use you for anything.
Is that what it is?
Nothing. Yes, that's what it is. He's been using you for sex. Because me and him we don't have sex. Do you guys have text messages in your phone? Can I see those, please?
Yeah. Here, let me.
I appreciate you coming over here and everything. Don't be scared. I work with kids. When I seen your pictures, I knew you was young.
Really?
So
He's like, he was basically just kind of saying, come on, mama.
okay.
Yeah. And then he took me into the back of his car, in like the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it happened.
And how many? More than 10 times? More than 5?
I think so, yeah.
How many? More than what? 10?
I'd have to go count all that. I don't have the greatest memory. Like, around there.
Okay.
It's like, he made it seem like, I don't know.
And did he know how old you were?
Yeah.
Okay. And you told me you was 17. Okay.
And he's like, he was basically just kind of saying, come on, mama.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he took me into the back of his car, in like back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when it happened.
Come on, mama.
I got
Since that was the first, since that's what he said, come on, mama. We're gonna start this off with Mama Young.
Ooh, nigga.
Come on, mama.
Ooh, I'd have to fuck him up.
Come on, mama.
She a baby. Come on, baby. Come on, mama. Oh, I'd have fucked him up. And she said she worked with kids. And
But
she
that's
just she freely gave, and you can tell the baby innocent. You can tell she innocent and don't know no better about nothing that's going on. She just as shy and just as quiet. She
being
just
a
willingly
17-year-old
gave up her
without
phone
being
to
hot.
see the text messages. You can tell she ain't done none of this before. And he just using her. I wish I knew where he was.
Mm, 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 mm.
That's some trifling shit.
Mm, 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 mm. The fuck? Mm. Talk to me.
He needs to be castrated. No, no numbing, just straight cut it off. Just castrate.
Off with his fucking head.
Just, just behead him, set him on fire. Look, yeah, all that.
Yeah, yeah. Come on. I see you. I see you. I know it. He about to cry now. See, I told y'all I
Oh
got
no,
tissue.
I'm not crying. I'm angry. Number one, she might have been 17 out of her mouth on age, but mind wise, she sounds like she's about 11, 10 or 11. Like she has some type of slightly mental retardation or learning disability or different things like that, and how to manipulate her with her self-esteem to where you is so low that you make it, because she said she even asked her, do you know you pretty, and she said no.
Nope.
He used that to his advantage and took and just manipulated her mindset that she's not mature enough to know better to say, hey, wait a minute, this is wrong. Because listening to her, I was listening, I was like, it kind of, I wasn't having crying, it flashed back because it took me back to having to deal with some of my children, of having children that were younger and taken advantage of and molested and by people and manipulated, and it makes you want to take a croaker bag and put balls in it and beat they ass for days until it's no more, to beat them to a pulp. Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's a trigger for me. And this makes me angry when you take advantage of children like that. And especially children with special needs. That's my heart. That's where you mess up.
See, for me, was the audacity of this idiot that not only decide was she his wife? I think was that his wife or his girl?
I don't,
Wife or girlfriend or
Either
it don't
one,
matter.
either one, they lived together. They had a union to in this particular household. You know what I'm saying? And what got me was when Shorty came out and initially walked out, she was just relaxed in the crib like she had been there before. And it's like, he's 27, so that means he was like 25 when he met her. Because she was 17 now, but they said like when they met, probably about 16, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? She was that comfortable in his house. And this is the craziest part. Where the fuck was he?
Well, she said she was babysitting. She was the babysitter.
No, she said that's how she started.
Yeah,
That's
initially.
how she started. That don't mean that she had been done babysitting either.
Oh my.
Did you think about that? Because the woman clearly said they're not having sex. They still need a babysitter.
So you mean, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute.
He got her under the pretenses of becoming a babysitter.
And
That
she
was the
still
first thing.
babysits. Because she don't know, she don't understand. It's the first dick she done probably ever had. And she done been dickmatized. So she thinks it's
In the
perfectly fine.
car. He
Yeah,
done
in
did
the
it in the
car.
car,
She
and
thinks it's
it
perfectly
just
fine. Yeah. She thinks it's
You
perfect.
know what? I gotta say this. I give credit to this woman for letting her professional side come in because she took everything that she knew and asked all of the right questions to
Exactly.
get
The
all
right
the
way.
answers that she needed. She didn't just go crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Because we watch a lot of clips where a lot of motherfuckers would have been in that same situation
It would have
and they
been the
would
other
have dealt
way.
with that. They would have dealt with that a whole different way.
It would have been, but you have to take into consideration what Ida said too. You can tell that this child has some mental defect, some mental deficiency because of the way she was talking. Because there are some 16, 17, 18-year-old females
Wow, they know too
that
much.
I'm gonna take your man type thing. They would have went there with that. She didn't go there at all. She
She's
didn't
very
have that
cordial.
mindset. She wasn't on that.
Yeah, you
Nope.
know what? You know what else that lets me believe that leads me to believe that too? That something is not right because she wasn't scared.
Right.
To listen to the way she talked and having to dealt with patients that were having to deal with special needs. She also sounded and acted to a certain extent how she gave things over like she had some type of Down syndrome or some chromosomal type thing that was going on because the way her actions, the way she was moving, and the way she was just talking, it just like I said, that's what cured me because I was like, if I had seen her face, I could have told you if I had seen her face, I could have told you if she had Down syndrome. But she just had too many special needs type, artistic or something,
Ooh, I just
and
felt
that
a
just
different way about that. I just felt,
I, I,
I
why
was
you think
feeling, I was feeling one way about that shit. Ooh, but I
now
felt
that
like I just felt that all up in here.
now
Like,
you see why I was a little ticked off, Russ. I won't cry. I wanted to strangle him and beat his behind to a pulp.
mm, the fuck.
Pull every nail off by singly, pull every one of his toenails off, fingernails off, and then burn him with. Okay, I'm in my torture mode. I'm
I
sorry.
felt, no, like every once in a while.
Mm,
And y'all notice I ain't got. I'm still sipping on the same drink that I done had since I started the show. I ain't been on
Empty.
none of it tonight. But
hmm
I'm telling you, I feel a particular type of way. That's you know, some people, you just want to touch them.
Mm-hmm.
And not with holy hands either.
Out and touch somebody's face.
Make this
Make
world a
this
better
world a
place.
better
A better
place
place
if
World
you
of
can.
bad
Okay.
face.
if you can.
I felt
I'm
that
t-
in my chandelier. I really did.
Let's shine now.
Mm-hmm.
y'all thought that was something, right?
My chandelier was just.
Oh,
Y'all thought that was
Russ.
deep. Y'all thought that was
Russ.
deep. I'm gonna bring up Nate because you're gonna answer this one right off bat when this next one. This one,
What?
this one right here is even. Tell me what you think about this one. Let's go.
I slept with my dad's friend. I was at a party and this guy offered me a drink. One thing led to another and we ended up back at my place. I was in the middle of getting railed and that's when my dad called. But I just ignored it. But the guy seemed mad for some reason and left. I thought it was something I did until I saw him at my graduation party.
Wait,
Oh,
what? What? I think
You got to back
he
that
did that
up.
on purpose. I think he did that on
I'm
I
purpose.
gonna give
got
y'all
it.
the
I
scenario.
No,
honestly
I
do.
know. I already know. I
I'm gonna give
already
y'all the
know.
scenario.
I feel
I already
attacked.
know.
Stop,
I feel
stop. I'm gonna give
attacked
y'all
by
the
this.
scenario.
Okay,
I'm gonna give y'all the scenario.
I feel
Mm,
She was
attacked.
with a
I,
dude.
mm,
Listen.
Either
Listen,
I already
listen,
know.
listen, listen. Let me get
okay.
this out. So she had met a dude at graduation,
hmm
kicked it, went home. She said she was getting rim from the dude. So he was eating that ass. And he got a phone call. And he got up and just sort of dipped out the crib.
She got a
He-
phone call.
No, he got a phone call. No, he got a phone call. He left. Then later, she went somewhere and found out that this same man was her daddy's buddy.
Right. That's what the first thing she came home. My dad's bud. He was digging out. She got a phone call. She ignored it. She said she'd call it back because she said it was his dad. She said he
Anyway,
left at the
anyway,
wait, and at her graduation, that's
anyway,
when she saw
it
him.
don't matter. It don't matter. She found out.
Trifling.
Now, is it trifling? Now, this is the question.
He was.
No, stop. Stop. Did he know initially? Or was it a situation where he just rolled up on her and they had a hookup and he found out in the process? I think that's the difference. Wouldn't it? Like, is there a difference? Listen, is there a difference? Prime example. Mama, I'm gonna bring. I got Nate up on the screen. That's what I want to hear from initially. I say, for instance, you meet somebody and you already have you had a sexual experience with them. You had no idea that they were related to somebody that you had slept with before. How do you feel about that situation then? Do you feel like, is it a difference in knowing ahead of time than not knowing? Because what if you have established some type of relationship with the second person? Question. And let's just say, let me put a time limit on it. Let's say let's get real deep with this story. Let's say you slept with somebody about 2 years ago. Then you met somebody about a year ago that you got into a relationship with. Everything's going wonderful. And you come to find out that this person that you slept with previously is related to the person that you're with now. Is that a situation that you can be like, oh, I'm fucking done with it? Or would you consider the year and the time that you have invested and the time that you two have invested into each other? Talk to me.
If I did not know that they were related, that was before. This is now.
See?
So it doesn't hold any merit because I didn't know that y'all was related before. It doesn't hold any merit at all. There's you digging in me now, so that's that.
Okay. All right, let's go. I saw a lot of motion and head movement from you. What's going on?
This was just weird. Why you need
We're gonna have to run this video back too. You're gonna have to run that video back. They want you to run it back too. But one thing too is another thing about that situation is it depends on how the terms that you ended on, you and the previous person ended on. If it was on amicable terms, then yes, then most time you're gonna talk about certain things and depending on the relationship. If it's like brothers, yeah, that's not gonna work. But if it's cousins, we good. Y'all just cousins. But if it's brothers, yeah.
I'm looking at Mama
No.
Yoni now.
No,
I'm looking at Mama Yoni. Wait a
brothers,
minute.
no, cousins is that cousin is different.
Come on, Mama Yoni, talk to me. Mama Yoni, talk
I
to
ain't
me.
even got no pearls on the clutch tonight. That's just what?
that whole scenario is just weird.
Okay, so maybe I misinterpreted the scenario. So let me say what I saw and then I'll tell you what I felt about it. Okay. What I heard her say was she was dating her father's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then her dad called, she dipped, she didn't answer. He got a call and he dipped. And then she saw him at her graduation party.
Right.
Now
I'm
that's
saying I think that's the part where she recognized that they all knew each other.
Okay, so here's my first of all, graduation, like because she's got her own apartment. I'm assuming she's grown and it's a college graduation. Okay, perfectly fine. But here's my problem. How are you my dad's friend and don't know what I look like? Russ, nope, because I got a question for you. I have never personally met any of your children.
Right.
But I've seen them.
Right. Okay. I could tell you how I think that could happen.
There's no fucking way for that to happen.
Listen. I'm telling you how
ain't no way.
Listen, how I'm telling you I think that could happen.
Okay.
This is just one scenario that it could possibly happen.
Let me move my hair.
It could be listen, because we're talking about a different race than our own, right? So in that other race, it is very common for a white man to have like a little business, whether it be a trucking business or a little bitty, like he might know the guy through business where he might be cool with him, but he may have never seen his fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, there are people that I listen what I'm telling you. There are people that I know from my own life that I know from childhood that if I ran across their kid right now, I would not know it. You know what I'm saying? Because I only see them in the scenarios and the settings in which I see them. You know what I mean? And guess what? As men, we don't sit around when we get away from each other. We don't really sit around and talk about our kids and shit like that. We might talk about the shit we going through with a woman, but we don't really sit back and talk about like the kids and shit like that. That you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
you know
maybe
what I'm
my
saying?
dad is different because all my dad's friends and all his coworkers, they haven't met me personally, but they know
Is your
what
dad
I
your
look
mother?
like.
Is your dad and your mother still married?
Yes, they know
See,
what my mother
that's
look
the
like, and
difference.
they know
That's
what
the
I
difference.
look like.
That's the
So when they
difference.
see me, they know,
Listen,
that's their child.
in
That's
my
just
in
his
my
daughter.
opinion, that's a difference from a perspective of. Listen, I see y'all up there. That's a difference in my perspective of a person and a male that may be in a household in a relationship where he has his daughter around him and grew up with his daughter, where that is common conversation. But a lot of men grow up without their children in the house with them. So I know a lot of guys that have kids, but I don't know their children personally.
I'm sorry,
Hold up,
what?
man.
Hold on.
Hold up.
No,
Dad,
no,
no, we
no,
saw this.
no,
But okay, Russ, to answer your question,
no.
I didn't grow up with my dad in the house, but still, even to this day, he was in a different household, but there was pictures. My dad,
Exactly.
my dad's friends knew who I was. It won't no if ands or buts
Hello.
about it. It was
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
I
have
don't
to be in the
listen. I
same
don't think he
household.
hit, I don't think he hit her in the house. I think he hit her probably at
It don't matter where he,
It don't
bruh.
matter
It
where
don't
he
Matter.
matter
hit
what.
her.
It don't matter.
I, my dad wanted my house. Key word. My dad didn't live in my house. That's the thing.
So whether my parents are married or they were separated, divorced, it
No,
doesn't
Run
I'm
the
matter.
talking.
It's
video.
I'm talking about.
irrelevant.
No,
Run the
I'm talking
video.
about. No, I'm talking about from the perspective of the guy that was sleeping with the daughter. He may not know the guy's family life like that. You know what I mean? Even though he might be cool with the father. That's all I'm saying. Like he might know the father, they might be cool, but he might not know his daughter, his life like that. They might know each other from work. They might know each other from going to the bar. They might know each other in a different setting and might be extremely cool with each other, but not know anything about each other outside of the setting that they know each other in. That's what I'm saying. What if he met the daughter under that circumstance? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Sound
like
good. Sound
no,
good.
no,
I
but you,
understand. Sound
but
good. But
In
is it?
theory, it sounds good.
right. I
Listen, I'm
get
asking
you.
you a question. Is that a possibility that he may not have known her before? We about to listen to the video again, but is it a possibility that he may not have known that was his friend's daughter
But why
when it
would he
happened?
get up and leave?
Let's listen to this again. Let's listen to it again.
Okay.
I slept with my dad's friend. I was at a party and this guy offered me a drink. One thing led to another and we ended up back at my place. I was in the middle of getting real and that's when my dad called. But I just ignored it. But the guy seemed mad for some reason and left. I thought it was something I did until I saw him at my graduation party.
Okay.
Like I said, he
Okay. No.
figured
No.
it
No.
out
No.
when
No.
he got up and
You know
left.
what that sound like?
No,
You know
he
what that
probably
sound
thought it
like?
was another dude.
No. That sounded like she picked up the phone and dude got an attitude. It didn't sound like he knew. It gave no connection that he knew anything
Right.
about her, that being his. She's
Well, you
saying
the one
like
that
she
said
was
it.
fucking with the nigga. Her dad called her one day. You feel what I'm saying? And the dude sort of tripped out and got up and left. Then
Now
she
her.
found out later that the nigga was her dad's friend. That's a
So
different
maybe
scenario.
when she took the call, she took the call on speaker.
No, she
And
ignored it.
maybe.
She said she ignored it.
Oh,
Told her
she
dad
didn't
she
even answer.
ignored it
So he
Oh,
because she was getting
he
rimmed
probably
out.
got his feelings
He was
because
tell
she
he thought it was
dipped with
the
the
other
phone
dude
and
because she
who's
ignored
that
him.
calling you and shit like that. It was probably some shit like that, and he just got up and dipped. You know what I mean? And she found out later.
Camille got a problem with the whole video. What's the problem?
She found out later that the nigga knew her daddy.
Because she met him at a party. She said she met him at a
He's
party.
grown.
He gave her a drink. They hooked up. Blah
So
blah blah.
mama, now
He
hearing it from
daddy
hearing it
called
from
while she was getting her
no,
guts ate out and
so
all of that. And
no, no,
bada
but
bing.
listen, this is what I'm saying. I want to get a clear consensus across the board. From what we just heard, that did not confirm that he knew anything about or she knew anything about the connection with the father. The
No,
connection came later when she saw them at a party and said, "Oh, that's
he
oh,
was at her graduation.
oh."
Hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, and I would have played
She's
it off
making
like
a
nothing
video.
happened. Like,
I
She was
okay,
wouldn't.
making
hey.
a video saying like, "Yo, I was at a party, kicking it one night, and I was about to bust down with a motherfucker. And if it wasn't for my daddy calling, it just so happened my daddy called. You know what I'm saying? While I was about to get my cooch ate out, but
Oh, she did.
my dude got mad because the phone was ringing or whatever, and he dipped out. I walked to another party, and I saw this nigga there fucking with my daddy. God damn. That's what a
The,
video is about.
so the
That's
either the
I'm just,
face
I'm
popped
just saying
up
we
or
just
the
being
number
clear on what
popped
the
up.
video is about. First off, we got to be clear about what the
okay.
video
All
is.
right.
Okay. Now I'll
Okay.
give y'all perspective about the ratchetness that we just saw.
Okay, give me one moment, Russ. One moment. Let me bust it down for you real quick. I got what you saying, Camille. She did. She said she started off the video by narrating to let you know what the whole video was before she kind of followed through at the end of what really happened. She was saying, "I slept with my dad's friend." And she didn't know it was her dad's friend until after she seen him at graduation. She went to a party. He got her a drink. She went back. They kicked it. They were getting it. She was getting it in. Daddy called. She ignored it. He got mad. He left. The next time she seen him was at her graduation party with her daddy. That's all it
Hmm.
is. Mhm.
So she liked some older dick. So she went for that old dick when she was at the club and at party at night and found out that was
Ain't nothing wrong with an
Well,
older man.
that's her daddy
it
bowling
sure
partner.
ain't.
Ain't
No.
It
nothing
ain't
wrong
nothing
with an
wrong
older
with
man now.
ain't nothing wrong with a silver fox. Good God Almighty.
Ooh,
Woo
thank
wee.
you.
Man. And this is the funniest thing. Look, this is the funniest thing because I think of being a kid and it was certain friends that my mama had that used to flirt with me and be like, "Oh, Daddy Red," like, "Oh," you know what I mean? Like pull me up on. But they had big titties. That's why I love big titties now because they used to pull me up on titties and shit.
Just
And
put your head right here, Russ. Put your head right here.
I'd be
They
like,
be
"I
like,
can't
put your head
breathe.
right
I
here.
can't
Yeah.
breathe." I'd be like, I love it. I can't breathe." But I
You
used to
just
love it.
loved it. You was
Yeah.
enjoying it. Every bit.
So that's funny because on that same perspective, that's the same intake of what do you feel about your parents, a grown person flirting with your kid? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's cool? When they be like, "Oh, that's my little girlfriend right there,"
Well,
or your girlfriend say, "Oh, that's my little boyfriend right there,"
I
and
mean,
your and
I
got
got a
your
little cut.
and
We
got your
got a little.
son thinking, and your son thinking about taking your girlfriend to the back room and banging her brains
Oh
out.
no,
Brains out.
we gotta set boundaries. You know, we always set boundaries with that. You know how you grow up. That's my little man. That's my little boyfriend. Yeah, but it was innocent
Listen,
because it wasn't nothing.
listen, fuck that.
But
Listen,
now,
I was a little boy, and when a nigga told me I'm your little boy, that's my little boyfriend. I'm trying to tell you, shit.
Russ, you was a different breed. You know,
That's
you
my
was just
girlfriend.
That's
Listen,
that's that's
and
you.
that's before I
That's
even
that's
you.
had.
you. You was a
Listen, that's
freak
before I even had a
before your time.
conception about what a relationship really was. When
You
a
just said you
motherfucker,
like titties, so
but I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell you why. Because my mama friends was up there talking about some you my boyfriend, and they pulling me into their titties, and I got titticized.
But they weren't thinking about
Now
that,
what?
boy.
is
Traumatized
there is
captivity.
there next clip so we can
No, cause I'm gonna tell you now, cause me growing up, I've always, cause I hung with older people. That's why I like older people and older men
me
because
too.
I was always around. It just they stimulated my mind. It was just like you
Hmm.
say, it stimulates your mind. I like to talk about stuff. I didn't just like to be like, oh, 1, 2, 3, bed. Like, no, we not spending about it. We gonna talk about the National Geographic Channel, all that. I was just a little wizard. Okay, sorry.
We talking
Okay,
about the
this is
news, what happened on CNN.
Yes.
We
All
talking
right,
about all
Camille.
that.
Yeah, he was titty size. Yeah, that's yeah.
so.
He was titty
So I'm trying to tell
size.
you,
We
little
didn't say it was
niggas,
anything wrong with that.
men. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all ladies something right now. Quit being around y'all friends, little boys, and hugging them and talking about that's your little boyfriend because you fucking that nigga up. He going to
But
the room.
Russ, and
He
sometimes
going
it ain't
to
even that.
that nigga's in the shower, nutting all over you in his mind. I'm trying to tell
Next
you, like,
video. Thank you.
But
Next
stop
Russ,
video.
but
it.
sometimes some men take a thing to liking what they see in their family. Like my cousin, he likes big women because most of the women in his family are big women. That's what he's attracted
I
to.
don't know nothing about that because I tried to run away from everything that was family related to me. The motherfucker scared the shit out
When
of
you're
me. My
nurtured and
mama.
cared for properly, you tend to like what you
The
got.
nurturing and shit. Listen, qualities I look for, but like looking for a woman that looks like my mama, or anything that reminds me of that time she threw me in the air and
You look
no.
at the loving, caring part. Hush up, boy.
Yeah,
Hush.
and loving and caring don't look shit like my mama. I'm trying to tell
And
you,
she
like
took you to the
It's
movies.
a mess.
She took
you
you
don't
to
know
the
my mama.
movies and
And she took you to the movies.
so okay, Russ,
We take you
I'm
to
gonna
the
give you
show
this
though,
scenario.
Russ.
I got the
Nigga trying to
scenario
give
for
me
you.
wait a minute. A nigga trying to give me a whole perspective about a nigga been whipping my ass since I was 3. You can't tell me shit about what the fuck
But
I
she
Shut
find
took
up.
you to
attractive.
the movies though. She
I
took
She
don't
took you
find
to the
shit
movies.
attractive
she took
about
But
she
that's
anything.
your
grabbed you.
opinion. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I looked for somebody that had the attributes like my brother because my brother showed me what a real man was by flowers. When I learned how to appreciate those things and have those things given to me. When my brother was giving me flowers early to say, "Hey, this is how you're supposed to be treated. You're not
Young
going out in the
lady.
streets looking for this. I don't give a damn what you feel. This is what I felt.
Yeah,
This
but
is how I felt.
young lady.
I was
Yeah,
showed that."
yeah,
My
but young
dad
lady, we're
still
not
send me
talking about
flowers and I'm
about
damn near
attributes.
40.
Listen, we're not, but listen. We're not talking about attributes. Attributes don't look like shit. But a lot of
Uh,
motherfuckers. Now, I'm about to say this. A lot of motherfuckers like a particular look because of that same conversation that we're having. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
that's you because you just a freak.
no, it's not because I'm a goddamn freak. It's because, listen, when I was a young kid, impressionable, had no clue about sex, all the shit that I found out about sex came from women that were older than me that gave me an impression. I remember I told y'all about how I lost my virginity.
Mm-hmm.
That came from an older young lady. You feel what I'm saying? All the shit that I talk about in the past with about how I develop how I like to date now, it all came from what? An older woman. Facts. So that has to be taken into consideration. I can like certain things about women, but when it comes down to that, you know, liking shit close to home and liking shit too close to mama, because some niggas got that identity crisis. They like the fuck mamas. They fall in love with bitches that become their mama. Huh?
That's a whole
Hallelujah.
nother
Say
But
amen. Let the church say
yeah,
amen.
but is it the
amen.
truth though? The same way there are some women on the same token that fall in love with the presence of the father.
Mm-hmm.
And they chase the same thing that the mama was after and
Mhm.
end up having the same lifestyle because they check, I'm trying to tell you, I know what I'm talking about. Then we're gonna get to my next clip. Here we go.
Hell no! What the fuck? This time you shitting on me! You bogus down! Hell no! What the fuck? Hell no! Pick this bitch up! I'm finna go! I'm finna go! I'm finna go!
I knew I was smelling some. I knew I was smelling some.
Okay, listen.
The hell?
Y'all ladies need to quit twerking out here and making these videos and have not washed your ass cheeks and go up on somebody and they got a fresh, clean white t-shirt on and you put that nasty ass on them and leave a shit stain on their shirt. That is disgusting. Some of y'all women need y'all ass whipped because y'all need to go take motherfucker. What did we call it in high school? What was the class? What was the classes that we took in class in
Hygiene.
Hygiene?
hygiene? They need to bring that
Sex
shit back.
ed and home
Sex
economic. Yeah.
We need to bring all that shit back. Some of y'all motherfuckers is disgusting. She rubbed that nasty ass on this motherfucker, mama. Do you hear me, mama? Mama, do you hear me? She rubbed that nasty ass. She backed it up. I'm gonna show it to y'all again. Y'all think I'm lying? My man said, "You shitted on me. You bogus as hell."
Okay.
It is too
We
much
just
going
go
on in
from
that
one
video.
extreme to the next.
Okay,
That's for us.
so let me just say this. Cardi B does a lot of TikToks and a lot of reels and a lot of Instagram shit. But the one video that I think we should send to her, complimentary, is the video where she explains how she washes her ass, even with 6-inch fingernails. Because she digs all up in the all up in there,
All up in there.
all up in there. The way she explains, all up in there, because that shit right there is fucking ridiculous. How?
Nah, Vance, them won't streaks. Them was skid marks.
That wasn't even skid marks.
That was tire tracks.
That hurt my eyes.
You know what I just thought about? You know what I just thought about?
What? Don't you ever show that again.
I'm gonna tell you about this time I almost had sex. This young lady had got up, said she had to go to the bathroom, right? So I let her go to the bathroom. Matter of fact, I think she just went to go to the bathroom I don't know, went to go get cute or she went to, I don't know what the fuck it was. But something made me go to the bathroom a little bit late because I'm having a couple drinks and shit. And I walk in the bathroom and I look at the toilet. And you know, when ladies sit down, y'all pull the other seat down. And all around the seat was like this brown color. So the only thing I could think of is, either this bitch got the biggest asshole I have ever seen and has shitted all over this fucking shit, or her skin is so dirty that she just sat down, and when she got up, her skin, the dirt just came off, and she just so happened to be sitting on a fresh, brand new white toilet seat. So then what I did was I went and grabbed a shiesty piece of Lysol. I get them Lysol things. So, and I said, I wiped around that motherfucker. And all of that shit started coming off. And I held up the Lysol. I said, no. As much as I wanted to get some of this ass tonight, the ass she left on the toilet is all the ass I'm gonna get. And I flushed that shit down the toilet and I was done. I went back out front and I just sat there. I drank water. I didn't even want to drink no more liquor after that because I was afraid that I'd get drunk and a motherfucker would take advantage of me. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all, some of y'all needs to wash y'all ass. Like, listen, what do y'all do? This is the question. What is the proper way to take a shower? Talk to me, mama. I want to know.
That's a lengthy process. I only take a shower like after I take a bath. I don't initially want to take a shower first. I always take a bath.
Okay, give
so
your
for
whole
me. So for me, I like to soak first in some bubbles and some oils and some senses. And I wash from the neck to the tip of my toes. Because I can't wash my face in the tub where I'm taking a bath. I got to wash my face someplace separate. And I got to use something separate to wash my face because you can't wash your ass and your face with the same time. That's not the question. So after I've soaked and, done all my wonderful self-care and exfoliated and did my feet and all of that, I'm going to stand up and let the water out of the tub. And then I'm going to take a shower and rinse everything off that just didn't come off.
Okay.
But you got to wash the front and you got to, that's a whole separate thing too. That's why so many towels and shit in my bathroom. You got to have one for everything because you can't wash your ass and then wash your vagina. That cross contamination could cause some problems that you ain't wanting to have.
Y'all know I'm on some bullshit. But Nita, go ahead and go ahead and you tell me that same answer. Come on.
I'm with Mama on that. I before I take a bath, I exfoliate my face first. Make sure that's cool. Take a nice little bath with my little stuff in there, and let the water out. Take a shower. I actually have a brush to reach my back because my arms is kind of short and I can't reach back there. So I got a little brush. Brush my back that I can't get back there, and kind of do scrub a dub dub. I take another towel, front, back, then rinse, my situation off my face, my mask off my face, and with my hands, because you got to go in circular motions to, you know, rinse stuff off, and then you got to
Good
dry
motion.
with another towel. With another towel, you got to pat dry. Get out the shower.
Y'all
Let
about to
myself
laugh
air
at
dry for about an hour. Go ahead, put some lotion on. Finish doing my face, and
She air
I'm done.
dries for
So
an
it's
hour.
a lengthy process.
I swear to God,
She
y'all about
air
to laugh at
dries
me.
for an hour.
After either give her answer, I swear to God, y'all about to die laughing at me.
Now, take heed. I'm a big girl, so I take a little longer than most folks. I don't do. Sometimes I take a bath, but I'm not a big bath person because it kind of, yeah,
Absolutely.
kind of take me a little longer to get out of the tub, and I ain't got all day for that because I been and fell asleep in there, and the water turned cold. But I'm with you, Nate and Mama. You got to have a brush. I got a loafer brush. That's a loafer
Yeah.
sponge.
Mm-hmm.
I even got a exfoliating gloves for that.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
For
love
your
those.
Oh
body,
my God,
yes.
those are the best.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but Nada, I got an exfoliating loafer long handle
I got one too.
for my
I
Yes.
back
got one
because
too.
I can't get.
And
I'm
then
a
I
little
got to
fat.
go up.
I got all of this. I got yeah.
Absolutely.
So Russ, what you
Absolutely.
was talking about, was that a big girl or a little small slender girl you talking about with that left the
That
ring
was a big
around the
girl.
toe?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, I'm asking Russ. I don't know.
So what?
The young
So
lady that
about
left the
the woman that left the ring
left the ring
around your
around
feet.
the toilet, was that a
I don't
medium
even think that.
size?
I don't even think that matters. I think
Yeah,
It
no,
It,
it
kind
it
of
does.
does
Oh,
does. It
yes, it
matter.
does.
does.
Yes, it does. I'm going to tell you this. It does.
I
Can
mean,
I ask her?
she was okay. Okay.
It's medium size.
Let me size up. No. She
Was she
wasn't big.
in betwixt?
She was in between. She wasn't big and she wasn't small. She was thick.
Okay, so
She
okay,
like
so
listen. I'm gonna break it down to you. No stomach, nice breasts, nice ass, nice legs. She was nice. She
okay,
was fucking
thank
nice.
you,
You understand
But
me?
thank you.
she was.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that's the thing right there. Sometimes some people don't know the proper way of washing and different things like that. That's why I have an Excel. I have two different foliating brushes, one for my back and one for my tail. Because yeah, we can't tend to have our skin does come off. Throughout the day you do sweat. You sweat and you do have I know because I can talk about me, and I know, and I'm real picky because I wipe the toilet before and after I get up because I want to make sure if anybody don't leave nothing, they ain't trying to take nothing with me. But I do have that loofah brush to wash my thighs and my legs. We big girls have problems with our legs chafing, so yeah, we do kind of have that problem. So that's why I was
I
asking that question. But I do exfoliate with a exfoliating brush and the gloves. Woohoo!
well see, listen. I'm about to tell y'all something.
Okay.
And this is no fucking joke. Y'all can laugh at me all y'all fucking want to.
Yes, Rhonda, with hot water.
Uh, I just went to my shower and I just grabbed what the fuck is in my shower.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I love you, Russ. We love you.
Now,
Yes.
let me explain this to you. Let me explain this.
Yes.
The white one is for areas that's cleansed and for the
Okay.
their head. Now these color motherfuckers, these hit
The nuts.
two different areas. Pop pop, boom, some
Okay.
pop. This one right here hits the legs, the body, the arms.
Okay.
Boom, 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 pop, pop. And once I'm done, this is my favorite. On this side, we got this. Just
Uh-huh.
to, it's come around
Uh-huh.
again. Then on the other side, It's like a little. Y'all can't see it, but you see.
Scrubber,
Let's get that
massager.
motherfucker.
I feel like he's getting turned on by
He
that, but
is. He
okay.
is.
So,
I think he
so
is.
then, wait a minute. I'm gonna tell y'all. This is the thing to knowing your ass is clean in the shower. I know y'all. I know a lot of y'all. You know, y'all love to have your colorful towels in the bathroom, right?
All man of white.
White.
There we go. That's what Jesus is
All
at.
man
That's
of
what
white.
Jesus. Because when you get that white shit and you wipe it down,
Yes.
all you gotta do is sit back,
Yep. Got to go back in.
observe.
Yes.
If you see shit still coming off on that shit, you be like, "What? I gotta get back in this water."
Yep.
Yes, Dominic, he be doing some extra stuff. Yes,
The
sir.
most.
Listen, I'm
Extra.
trying to tell you, y'all laughing though, but I'm at least clean in a motherfucker. You understand me? When I get out the shower, I do. Listen, I got a test that I do. Like, cause listen, I'm serious. Cause a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't understand this. Y'all get up under all these body washes and shit, and
Yes.
y'all get up under that shit, and y'all don't really wash that shit up off you.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to, like y'all be having it. You touch your skin and you be like, "Oh, I feel so lavender. I feel like I'm so smooth." No, bitch, you still got soap on you. You gotta let that shit out. I'm trying to
That's why
tell you.
you use hot water.
So when you listen, when you fresh when you in the shower and you back up from the shower and you got beads on your
Of water. Mm-hmm.
them little beads. Be like, nigga, you clean than a motherfucker, nigga. You can
Oh,
walk
And then
Vans
outside.
Hush.
I make my own scrub. So,
See?
I take that time with my brown sugar, honey,
Exfoliating.
and yeah, I have my own scrub that I
And in them
use that I
scrubs.
make and
And at the end of them scrubs,
Dr.
sit up in that
Bronner's.
water. And this is what
Yes.
I do. A lot of motherfuckers, because I got a color fucking heat shower here, so my shit change colors when I get in that motherfucker. So what I do right before I get out that bitch is I crank that bitch up to the to as hot as I can take
Pulsating.
it, right? To as hot as I can take it, and I let that shit hit me. And when I get through with that shit, oh man, I can put my hand across my chest and start scratching like DJ Jazzy Jeff, like smooth than a motherfucker. It can smooth than a motherfucker. Then I get that same white towel, and and when I look at that white towel look at me like, nigga, you clean, nigga. You don't have to throw me in the dirty clothes, nigga. You wiped all that dirt on me the last time. I'm trying to tell y'all, wipe y'all ass. Motherfucking Red Fox still had a joke. He had a whole album called "Wash Your
Joe
Ass."
ass.
What, nigga? If it was prevalent back then, it means something today. Listen, we're about to get up off this motherfucker. We went 15 minutes past the show time. I'm about to go
Wash your ass. Go
wash
get
my
it.
ass
Go get it. Go get
and
it.
go to
Go
sleep.
wash
I
your.
like having this purple shit
Go
on front.
wash it.
I
Go
feel
wash it.
sensitive. I felt sensitive with the purple on top.
Ain't
I
nothing wrong
feel
with a purple.
no, nigga, no. I know it's the color royalty, but it didn't match it
Cause
didn't
you
match.
are royal.
It didn't match the shirt. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for getting out here, please, tonight. If listen, some of y'all ain't washed y'all ass real good in years.
Why is he rubbing that?
No,
Like
I'm
it,
just trying to tell y'all because I'm
why
trying
you
to get
caressing it?
shut up because I'm trying to get somebody to wash their ass. Shut the fuck up. Somebody really hearing this shit right now. Somebody listen. Take the time. Matter of fact, do a mama yoni. Get your ass in the tub and get you some bubbles. And
He's
if you're
caressing.
poor, and if you ain't got a lot of money,
Get some
fuck it.
Dawn.
I was just what I was about to say. Get some palm olive.
Get
Get some
some
palm
palm
olive.
olive or Dawn.
Get about palm
Dawn takes
olive
the grease.
for your hand. And then put some palm olive in that bitch. Let it stir up. Sit in that motherfucker for a while.
Dawn will break that grease up.
If you think, well, you let me tell these niggas how to get clean. Now, if you think your ass is a little funky, my mama taught me this one. Put a little alcohol in the water.
That burn.
No, it won't. No, it won't burn this. You got some. No, anyway, my mama told me that a long time ago. Put a little alcohol in the water. It helps cleanse and get your body all right. After you get out that bit, stand under that shower like Mama Yoni told you, motherfucker. Let that water hit you in such a refreshing way that your ass knows that it's fresh. When you listen, for some of y'all that ain't washed your ass properly in a couple years, listen, when you take this wash tonight, and you got to do it tonight because tomorrow you ain't gonna feel the same. After you wash your ass tonight and you take a good with cleaning, and you just, matter of fact, do this before you get in the bed. Change your sheets and lay down on some clean ass sheets.
With a clean
Listen, y'all.
body. Ooh.
Listen, y'all know what I did I got what happened to me this week. The Lord just blessed me. I'm starting to feel like Cat Williams on his first special. You know, how he talked about his bedroom and shit. I got some silk sheets now, y'all. Oh Lord.
Okay.
Now listen, first night it was a struggle because I was sliding all up out that.
Yeah, they
I didn't
slide
know what
for.
to do the first night, but that second night, I just gripped onto some shit, just went to sleep. Oh my God. I was like, oh, this is heaven. This is fucking heaven. Lord,
Russ,
I
they
said,
only good for sleeping.
listen to me, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm the type that I will fucking fall asleep on the couch and go to sleep and wake up and holler about my back hurting the next fucking day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put the sheets on there the first night, and I struggled. I damn near slid out the bed. I was mad because when I woke up, half the cover was on the floor and shit. I didn't understand how the silk shit worked. But the second day, I said, "Fuck it, let me tuck these motherfuckers." I didn't even sleep on it the second day because I was mad. So I went in there. I went there the next day, and I said, "Fuck it, let me try to figure this shit out." Tucked it in a little bit more, and then I got up under that motherfucker, and I'm a sweater, so I said I got some silk fucking pillowcases, so I can't sleep on them motherfuckers if I get to sweating. I don't want to leave no sweat stains and shit. So I kept my little blue. I got two blue ones, so I laid up on that motherfucker in the middle of the bed, and I puffed up under that motherfucker. Oh man! And last night that temperature dropped, right? So I jumped up, I grabbed another cover and just threw it on the bed. But the silk shit didn't move, and I just sat there in that motherfucker. And I was like, oh my God, I have never, ever laid in the fucking bed and felt like the fucking sheets was talking to me, asking me, was I all right? Like it was asking personal shit, like, how was your day? You know, you know, I know don't nobody else care about what you're going through today, but just lay here and go to sleep. That's why I was feeling in that motherfucking bed. I didn't even, y'all know me, I will smoke my blunt when I get to the bed. I laid in that motherfucking bed last night and I had intentions on rolling over to grab the blunt, but I just laid in that motherfucker. I said, Lord, if this is what heaven feels like, I don't want to go to hell. Lord, save my soul right the fuck now. This is not meant for me to do nothing wrong ever again. Like if I'm 46 years old and I'm just not knowing what it feels like to sleep like this at night, what
Nelly,
the
get your
fuck do you
friend.
got planned for my life now?
That's your friend.
That's your friend. But
That's
for
mama
those,
friend.
like we say, Russ, when you said for those that are on a budget, the thing about it, when we were talking about the exfoliating gloves and the loofahs and the sponges, go to the Dollar Tree or the Dollar Plus tree, and you can get the exfoliating gloves for $1.25. Get you several of them because you need to switch it out daily. Yeah, because you need to wash them suckers. And
And look, niggas,
peroxide can be your best
I
friend
don't know if
too.
y'all got Bloomingdale's around y'all, but go to Bloomingdale's and get you some silk sheets.
Saks has better ones.
Saks,
Saks
yeah.
Fifth Avenue has better ones.
Listen, I'm new to the game. Listen, I'm new
See
to
what
the
he do?
game.
You don't know
Y'all
how
gonna
to
have to
act
go
now.
through this shit. I'm new to the game. I'm not gonna even lie. If y'all know where to send me to go get some better shit, listen.
Bloomingdale's,
But listen,
Macy's, Saks.
I'm not a virgin anymore because I've slept in it already.
I still
But
got flannel sheets on my bed because it's cold outside.
Yes.
So
Russ, it's too cold for silk.
yeah,
no,
I got
no,
flannels
this
on
is
my
the
bed.
thing. Yesterday in Chicago, it was 60 fucking degrees,
And
right?
that temperature drop.
So listen, I went to bed initially and said, all right, let me go ahead and watch a little TV and I'm gonna close the window before the night kicks in. My black ass, you know, them sheets said, bitch, go to bed. And I said, all right. And so I went I woke up I woke up in the middle of the night and shit. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm cold. So I got up, slammed the door, and ran into. I got like a closet in the front where I got other fucking blankets and shit. And I just threw that shit. That's what I'm talking about last night. I just threw the other blanket under there. Then I got back under them silk fucking sheets, and I went right back to bed. I didn't even have to argue with myself. You know how sometimes you got to argue with yourself to go back to bed. You be like, shit, I'm tired. No, I just said, nigga, fuck. And this is the killer part. Up under them silk things, I got a new fucking the what the fuck do you call it? The cushion that you lay
The
on the
bed
bed.
Egg,
pad,
the
mattress
egg,
pad.
egg freight, the egg.
Listen, I got a new bed pad and silk sheets, y'all. God has been good to me.
Ah, you ain't got the egg crate no more. You got the new mattress foam, like the one that the foam.
I ain't never had the egg crate. Now we ain't gonna be fucking around talking about I had no egg crate.
I didn't say you did. I just
I just had
asked
the
you.
natural shit. But the Lord said, no, nigga, you need better sleep. You got too much on your.
I feel like Mama Yoni should give her final words at this
Why
point.
you always trying to shut down my goddamn show?
I don't
You
have
got to get out,
Russ,
nigga.
don't be
I'm
talking junk
sitting up
about
here
the
listen,
egg
it took me
things, because the egg
26
things we
years.
grew up on.
Listen, I don't
The
give a
egg
fuck if all y'all
I
get
got
offline.
Euro top. I got
Sheets on your goddamn
Euro
self.
top
I'm only
mattress, so
gonna sit here and
I don't
say,
play them
I'm
games.
looking at all these niggas laughing, saying, you know what, nigga, enjoy your
Serta.
fucking silk sheets. Some nigga right now is out there like, they looking on fucking Bloomingtons and all this shit y'all talking about right now. They looking
Macy's.
at silk shit
I put it in
right
this chat.
now. And if you don't have it, go
Yes, go
get
get it.
Bed Bath
You
and
got to
Beyond
get a
got some too.
loofah.
Hmm
if you got a bad hip.
Exfoliating gloves.
Listen now, if you dyslexic and you got a bad hip and you don't know how to sleep
Come
right,
on, Mama Yoni.
don't
What
get that shit.
final words,
No,
Mama?
no, because listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, because even though I endorse wonderful things, I understand everything ain't for everybody.
Everybody.
You understand what I'm saying? Somebody gonna get in that. See, listen, silk sheets are, and I recognize this right off bat. When I laid in them motherfuckers, I said, "Oh no, this feels good, but this ain't for no war fucking." I be
That's
killed
some love
myself.
making sheets.
No,
No,
satin
no,
sheets and silk
baby.
sheets make you slide.
that,
Listen to
no.
TD Jakes. They make you
Mm-mm,
slide. You don't
mm-mm. Nah,
use that.
I'm trying to tell you.
No.
The
I ain't
way
never
I
had an
feel,
issue with sliding off the
listen, I
bed.
don't give a fuck what the fuck you done had. I'm telling you
I
what the
ain't
fuck
trying to
I'm
go to
saying.
the
I
headboard.
did my ass up out that bed that first night.
Can we? Mama Yoni, get your
Listen,
friend.
I
What you
can't.
mean,
I
Camille? What you
can't.
mean, Camille? Where they looking? Go ahead, Mom. I'm sorry.
I can't. Because we know he crazy. We already
Are you
know
having
this.
Jay Holiday moments? Russ?
It's okay,
Yes,
baby.
he
It's
is.
just
Y'all
I
just
becoming
haven't
a
eaten yet, so
That's
now
not
that
my
he's
first
gotten used
night.
to it.
Shit, and I'm a nigga that turns around in my sleep. One little fucking turn turned into
So
shit.
Russ, when you having problems with sleeping on regular sheets instead of satin sheets, just get your little spray of lavender and spray it on your bed, baby. You'll sleep like a baby. I'm saying you sleep like a champ. That lavender will put you out.
No, I want to feel Jesus' hand sliding down my
You can
motherfucking
still,
wrist.
you can still
I'm
have
oh
telling you, I'm
Jesus,
good on the heavenly
Jesus,
place. I'm trying to tell y'all can't tell me to get out. No, you can't open the doors of heaven and then tell me to go stand back out the motherfucking
it.
and just
help
wait
him right
to get into
now.
the pearly gates. No,
Lord, we come
no,
to
you
you
can't
right
tell me
now.
to walk on the streets of gold and then give me a piece of silver and tell me it's all right. No, Jesus died with 3 pieces of silver. The nigga died
And the
over 3
difference,
pieces of silver.
but Rush, with sheets, the difference in thread counts. The higher your thread count, the softer your
Yes.
sheets are. That you make you think you sleeping on satin, baby. The higher your thread count,
Yes.
anything 700
Mm.
and above is the best thing you could
Absolutely.
ever.
No.
Them
I knew about
800
thread
thread
count.
count,
Whew.
I knew
Egyptian
about
cotton,
Oh,
that
Oh,
baby, that
listen.
800
I'm
thread count
telling
right
you.
there.
no. Like, I see
Yes.
the
Mm,
thing. I've
whew,
always known about thread count. I
yes.
have not known, and I'm a break this shit. I don't know how to break this shit down to y'all no more. I've known about high thread counts because I'm real big on that shit, but I had no fucking idea that
about
silk sheet
silk sheets.
after you take basic training and you learn how to lay in that motherfucker that they felt so fucking good. That's what I'm saying.
You
Like
need to get some silk pajamas, cause that will make you
no,
sleep.
no.
I'm
See, I'm gonna
telling you,
tell you what, it's
Russ.
2 reasons right now I wouldn't get no silk pajamas because one, I'm gonna feel like Bill Cosby, and I just got through watching this sex
No,
shit
Bill
with
wore satin. He ain't wear no darn silk.
no, Bill Cosby wore that shit to bed. He come to bed, they comb to bed,
That's
boy,
not silk. That was satin.
and it looks
It's
sad
a
to me,
difference
silk
between
satin.
silk and satin.
It's a difference.
Anyway,
Satin,
but this is the
satin
second
shiny.
thing.
Silk got that
The
kind
second
of
thing, this is
dullage.
the second thing I got a problem with. I slid out the bed so easily on that first shit. I'm afraid that I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna be done broke my neck and I'm gonna be on the floor when I wake up. Cause my ass did this regular just and I be fucked up.
Yes.
And I
Oh
be,
Jesus.
and
Yes, Vance, Camille, this is what he yes,
then
this is
your ass gonna be in court because I'm gonna take this piece of footage back to court and say this nigga told me to wear this shit. This is why my
but I
ass
didn't
is
tell you
sitting
to
here.
wear it with silk on top of silk. I didn't say
I'm
I said
listen,
get you some, baby. It
let me
makes a difference, especially with silk boxes. Yeah, you really rethink that.
He don't
listen,
understand.
He don't,
listen,
mama. Just
listen.
He also don't
your
understand
look,
even
Russ, listen,
so.
your balls will thank you later.
I'm telling
My,
you, but
listen, my let me tell you something.
I'm gonna mess him up. I'm gonna mess you up just a little
Come
bit
on,
more.
mama.
So I am real tiki. So under my sheets, well, I'll put it this way: I have an electric blanket that I keep on my bed on top of all the rest of the soft shit I got. But that electric blanket that I keep on warm, so when it's cold out, you don't have to get in no cold bed. And with them
Yes.
satin sheets and a warm blanket up under there,
Yes.
and you throw
A heated
you
blanket.
throw a
Yes.
comforter on top, you be like
Ashana.
a
Shana.
whole,
Shana.
oh,
Thank you, Lord.
oh, oh, wait,
I'm trying to tell you,
Jesus.
like,
oh,
I'm trying to tell
yes,
y'all, like,
Sorry, Russ.
The
Yeah.
weighted
what you
blankets
just
do me in
described to
every
me.
time too.
I'm trying to tell you something right now,
yes.
Mom.
The weighted
If you
blankets.
ever went out
Oh,
on a date and I ate some really good food and had a good drink and I got in the bed with that, you ain't getting no dick. I'm going straight to bed. I'm going shit.
And that's but see, okay, so that's
And
why
that's
you
what
don't
that's
turn it
for.
on
I'm gonna look
We
at
ain't
the
like
talking. Wait,
I'm gonna look at
listen,
the I'm
we
gonna lay
ain't
on my
talking about no D appointment night. We ain't talking about no dick appointment
no,
night. We
I'm
just
just
talking
saying
about regular sleep.
I don't give a fuck if it was I don't give a fuck if it was the top 10 models in this world right now. If they fuck around and took me out to eat and then what the fuck I'm going through right now with these silk sheets, and you just talk about throwing a motherfucking electric blanket up under that motherfucker.
hush,
When I
baby.
get in that bed, excuse the fuck out me. I'm so sorry it's cold outside, and I'm so sorry you decided to put this motherfucking blanket up on this bitch. And you know, I know we had a great night, but I'm going to fuck sleep right now because I didn't know heaven was this close to me. That's I've had pussy before, but I've never laid on this satin sheets with this motherfucking blanket. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Yes, and
Thank
they
her
were
later.
so right with the weighted blanket too.
Yes.
hmm
Weighted
Yeah, so
blanket is your
we
best
made
friend
a
when
lot
you
of
need a
y'all niggas.
hug.
So what did we teach y'all tonight? We taught y'all to clean y'all coochies.
And
Fellas,
yeah,
Wash your ass.
fellas, you do it too. Nah, fellas, listen.
Everybody. Men and
No,
women.
I got to talk to my fellas right now. I got to talk to y'all straight up, niggas. Straight up, niggas. All right, listen. Um,
Please.
we got to get in the shower, and we got to. Wait,
Say it.
and don't forget y'all crusty ass feet. Don't be tearing up my satin sheets at the bottom either.
I'm trying to help
Say it. They need to get their toes
Shredder.
clipped.
I'm trying to talk to the niggas
Shredder.
right
Shredder.
now. Get the niggas there. Here come a woman come hollering and shit. You know, listen, man. Listen, fellas. Listen. Listen. I am a nigga that does not believe in being sexy, but I do believe in being clean than a motherfucker. I believe to me there's nothing more sexier than the fucking fact that I'm clean. You know, bitch, I go to work and I clean and I got my own crib. Bitch, what the fuck more you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck more I got to do to impress your black ass? Bitch, I go to work every goddamn day. I clean my goddamn ass and I clean my goddamn house. Those are the three things that, as a man, and take care of your kids. Those are the three things as a man you really got to do. Now, guess what? You go to work. Kudos. You got you a girl. That's a good thing. Clean your balls and your ass up under your arms, up under your neck, your kneecaps. And as mama said, there is nothing wrong with getting the feet. What's that shit they call?
Pedicure.
Yeah, no, we gotta use another
Get a
word for it.
cheese grater and leave it in your bathroom if your feet that bad.
That's what I'm
Egg
saying.
peg. Peg egg.
That's what I'm saying. Say some G shit. You know, put an egg on your foot and peg it. You know, whatever fuck it is.
If
But
you
just
can't soak your feet in some Listerine.
Yes, sir. It'll come right
see,
off.
they getting all deep with this shit. I'm just telling y'all niggas to start somewhere. Just start somewhere. Nigga, if you gotta go to get some
Cheese
toothpaste,
grater.
if you gotta put some toothpaste on your feet and rub it in and get you a brush and brush it off and see shit coming off. If you see shit coming off, just keep brushing, nigga. Just
Yes,
keep
Shireen.
brushing.
safely.
Keep her ass. Nigga, just keep. Ooh, niggas, I'm trying to tell y'all. Your man,
Dollar Tree.
your woman will go from being a woman that goes to work and she comes home and she's happy to be with you because you know she chose you and all that good shit to wanting to just
Sniff you.
She's
and you be
so
like, "Hey," and then it's the crazy
He
part.
gets
You be
on
like,
my
she,
nerves.
look, you
He
be like, she
does.
ain't said a fucking word. I love this shit. She ain't saying nothing. She just and then she just go to fuck to sleep. Cause you smell good. When you ain't smelling good, guess what? That's why women be out here talking all this other shit. When you gonna take the garbage out? We got mustard, but we ain't got no ketchup for the hot
Them
dogs. Like,
pheromones. Them
what the fuck?
pheromones.
What the fuck is wrong with you? But if you clean your ass once a day, twice a day, you know, because I know some of y'all niggas don't clean at all. But start off with once a day. Just get in there and do a real good cleansing. But I personally, motherfuckers, y'all laugh at me because y'all, some of y'all know me on this line and shit. Y'all be like, nigga, how many baths and showers you gonna take today? I be like, until my motherfucking ass tell me to get the
No.
fuck out that
Hey,
motherfucking
Russ,
water.
no, our favorite line is how many air fresheners or candles do you have currently in your house, sir?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Be clean. Just be clean.
Smell
Ladies,
good.
how do y'all feel about that shit?
It's
About,
a
you know, like when y'all date a nigga,
Mhm.
and I understand that y'all are meet a nigga, and women are some of the most appeasing creatures on this earth. You know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel when y'all go to a man's house and it, you know, and it's funky and it's dirty, and you can tell that they don't clean themselves right? How do you feel about that, mom?
well. I'm not coming back.
I ain't staying long.
I'm
I,
not
you
staying at
know,
all.
I
Just
try
don't
to
know
be
what
very, very nice in my sweet, submissive self, but I'm not coming back. I can't. You
Which
can't even. I. If it's fucked up when I walk in, I'm gonna find a reason to leave. Cause too many of my kids know where I am at that time, and we already got it set up. If I text you at this time, like I go to the bathroom and text you, and yeah, call me and it's an emergency, and I got to go.
what you tell them?
If I
Oh,
like him, if I liked him, if yeah, I would because I don't just go to people's houses like that. Like we're not having a date tonight, and I'm going to your house. It don't work like that for me. So yeah, if I liked him, I would tell him that I couldn't
Okay.
go there. He'd have to pay a whole bunch of hotel bills first.
Would you tell him he got to take you to the hotel like you don't feel comfortable in the place, or would you just leave?
Yeah, I would have to tell him we got to go. If we doing this, we need to go to I need a room. And I'm like, why? It's my house. We're home. It's free. Yeah, but it's nasty as fuck. I can't. My shit don't get wet to that.
I'm not staying at all. As soon as I walk in the door, first thing I do when I walk in somebody's door, I'm looking around to see what's going on. If I'm not satisfied, or if it looks nasty, I change my mind. I can't do this. I'm going home. Goodbye.
I'm with you, Nate. You ain't got but a few minutes for me to realize if I got a stench, I'm out. Peace.
It's a couple things that I look for if I walk into a woman's house. One, what's the basis of how she keeps the entire house clean from what I see just off first bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two is the kitchen.
Mm.
How well do they keep their kitchen clean? Like, cause if it's a bunch of shit and it looks like that motherfucking water been sitting there for about 7 days and it look like it might be a gnat flying around that motherfucker, that might be an issue. Then this is also what I pay attention to that I just really do not get. Now I understand women say that they buy a lot of clothes and they got a lot of shit. I get it. But I will never understand when a woman just has a room and it's just clothes all over the fucking floor. And it's, like
Mm-mm.
I can never grasp that in a woman. Because it's like if you can't keep the one area that you sleep in, that you're supposed to have the most sacred parts of your body go to war with somebody again. I just can't see you. I can't see that. I can't, like I can understand you got a lot of shit, but put that shit up. Like, oh, I can't stand to see no drawers on the floor. Oh, especially if they old drawers and some of y'all women got what's that little thing when y'all put in between y'all drawers and shit, like the little pad and shit. Like
Panty
it's like
liner.
Panty liner.
the panty liner. Oh, that motherfucker got stains on that bitch and it don't. Oh, I'm about to end the show right now because I just thought about some nasty shit I hadn't seen once a day in my life. Y'all ain't had to worry about if I hit it because I showed it. No.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night. Clean your coochies,
Good night, everybody. Cause I don't know
clean
what.
your houses, and
I don't know.
clean your goddamn kids.